Dandenong has lunch and dinner, but did you know they're the perfect location for a family day out? But of course, it's Mays, where around every corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VAFA thank you for your attendance today.
Be amazed by the model train.
May I please ask everyone to remove their hats and be upstanding for the Australian National Anthem, which will be sung by the VAFA's very own Amelia Ewan.
Australians serving our soldiers, they are young and free. We bear their soul and love for toil. Our home is gone by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, reaching way. In history's page that every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains and let us sing. Advance Australia fair.
Good afternoon, Michael. Good afternoon, gentlemen, and good afternoon to all our listeners out there. It's grand final day, and one can't help but be excited.
The wind is blowing, and it's blowing in a little bit of a different direction to what we've had the last couple of days and weeks.
It's blowing over the shoulder of the ground, I described it upstairs. It's coming across there, and as Paddy just said to me a moment ago, it's actually the Elstonwick Park
breeze.
Yeah, blowing into that pocket down here. For those, it's blowing down to the Sortner end goal and into the pocket. And those old enough to remember the old scoreboard at Elstonwick Park, the manual scoreboard is blowing to that scoreboard pocket.
And it's got massively, the ball will favour the Beach Road side of the ground. Quickly, gentlemen, around the panel. Andrew, who will win and by how much?
St Kevin's by 34 points.
Okay. John?
I'm going the upset. I've seen Collegians get over mountains the last 2 weeks, and I think that they've got the momentum, and under these conditions, I'm backing them.
And by how much?
13 points.
Glenn?
St Kevin's by 38.
St Kevin's by 38 for Scatters. Pat?
Oh, I think St Kevin's, Crooksy. I think there'll be a lot of ground ball. I think the big heavy bodies will take control. St Kevin's by 20 for me.
Can
I just go to the fence for a second and say St Kevin's are the likely winners?
Well, you're the only one so far, Collegians. Ken, your prognostication?
I think Collegians can win this game.
Good on you, Kenny.
By?
19 points.
19 points, wow.
19.
And I'm going to go for St Kevin's by 55. And just as the team... I'm sorry.
Have you planned for such a result and what you're going to say in junk time?
Just the way I see the game. I mean,
55.
I've been wrong before.
So Collegians kicking with the breeze here to our end of Sandringham,
which is something that they haven't done in their other two games.
Because they've given big 5-goal starts, haven't they?
Yeah.
In the last two games. Quickly around the grounds, a Jock Nelson medalist.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that, mate. I'll go Kenny Ong.
Kenny Ong.
Mitch Brown.
Mitch Brown.
Stephen Salopek.
Yes, well, he's got those boots. I'm going to go Mitch Brown. Ken?
Tom Pentheby.
You go for the ruckman, Kenny.
And Andrew?
Salopek as well.
Stephen Salopek. So Stephen Salopek and Mitch Brown are well fancied for the St Kevin's side. Mitch Brown in the middle of the ground as we speak.
Crooksy, can I pick up on Trotter going straight to Salopek? So Trotter's playing forward, Salopek at half-back, giving him heaps of attention straight away, as per Tutt from the first semi.
We mentioned to Jason Tutt the other night when we interviewed him about Jake Trotter. I don't think he was the greatest rap. Umpire's got ball in hands. Here's Andrew Leonard.
Thrown up in the middle of Trevor Barker Oval on 96.5 NRFM, and Lynch gets the first knock of the grand final. Over it is Wood for St Kevin's. He can't get clean possession. Mitch Brown strips the ball away. Might be a chance here, although Matheson has the football. Strongly tackled by Hilton, and he's going to get a free kick here, Matheson, for too high.
Tell you what, it's on.
And he'll get the first meaningful possession of the grand final. Hand pass goes to Brown, and Brown bombs it forward for St Kevin's.
Look at that bend.
Up to full forward, it just bounces away from everyone. First in the race, the ball's Hibbins for Collegians. He can't gather. Jason Sellebeck had a hand in there. He also couldn't get it. It's going to work backwards here for St Kevin's. Chris Gleeson, hand pass Jason Sellebeck, and he's wrapped up in a tackle just in front of the Sky High Mount Dandenong and Mercedes-Benz Trurak scoreboard on 96.5 NFM. We played a minute in the grand final.
So we're in the dead pocket, scoreboard side of the ground. Sam Hibbins knocks it down for Collegians. Free kick's being paid. It'll go the way of Collegians. Back there is Dixon.
Otherwise known as the faraway pocket.
And it is a long way away. Broadcasting from the forward pocket here at the southern end. Nick Dixon kicks the breeze right out there, and Sellebeck stands up firm and takes his first mark of the afternoon.
And that's probably what he does actually, Paddy, I reckon. He moves up the ground and just forgives his roll.
Yeah, they all do. They all
holds
do.
up into the breeze. The big strong mark taken
Sullivan
by Lockie Sullivan there for St Kevin's, right in front of the scoreboard.
Controlling the tempo.
As we said, in the dead pocket, he kicks it up high, leading out in the race here. Johnson can't take the mark for Collegians. Now they try and push it over the line to try and get another restart, and the umpire says we'll ball it up.
John, Collegians, Dixon I think it was, had the kick in the back flank. Collegians went up the line long. They'll need to try and create a bit more than that as the game goes on. Yeah,
but I think early on, Pat, you just got to play percentages, haven't you? Not be too adventurous.
Went up in the ruck contest, couldn't take it away against Lynch, and now the ball's gone over the line and out of bounds. So we travel 2 minutes, no score on the Mercedes-Benz Trurak scoreboard.
Would you have started with Tardif? Oh, no, not back as a kicker with the win. So
I think they're so reliant on these different forwards. With the breeze, Tardif will play his role both ways.
Yeah. Right forward
Hilton will
pocket
be
thrown in. Pembethy slaps it only as far as Matheson, who threw it on the boot straight away up to the top of the goal square. Jock flies from behind, couldn't take it. Snap out of the pack from Kanakis, bouncing goalwards. It's a goal. They're on the board early, St Kevin's. Billy Kanakis is the goal kicker. They're 1 straight 6. Collegians yet to score. 2.5 minutes gone in the first term. Mercedes-Benz Trurak scoreboard for Sky High Mount Dandenong.
A very strong start from St Kevin's. They've just dominated possession and dominated territory, and the fact that one of their little players is up and running, and Kanakis kicking a good goal, opportunist goal, really important.
Yeah, and they've controlled the tempo. They've just taken time with the ball a bit. I don't think Stephen Sellebeck will be at least in any way worried by young Trotter. I think you'll love it. I think you'll be at Trotter all day with the verbal. He'll be fine.
Who are you, by the way?
Boy from Vermont taking it. He's from Vermont. Taking it to Sellebeck. Brown wins the ball out of the centre for St Kevin's. Kicks it quickly up to the half-forward line. Now, can they clear it through? Schultz is in there hard. Tardif working hard for Collegians. Ball comes out towards Jason Sellebeck. He can't take the football. Apted's got it. On the handball, gets it to Tardif. So good last week. Oh, it was the week before. Handball's over the top. And now they'll drive it right forward, up towards the full forward line. Sandercroft can't take it. Ball goes over the line and out of bounds. And we'll get a throw in.
Does anyone know if Collegians actually won the toss?
No, you think
Good question. Have been known to kick against it.
Kick against it, and I think they
apparently
failed that.
Apparently they discussed it Thursday night, kicking into it.
Restart of play. 45 metres out from the Collegians goal, but Gleeson's got it for St Kevin's and clears.
Kicks to the middle of the ground. No one's there for him, so it's going to be a mark for Collegians in the middle of the ground to Dom Russo. Hand pass away to Johnson, whose kick is offline. It's kept in. No, umpire says no. Xander Croft couldn't keep it in, and we'll have a ball in. Right half forward for Collegians. 4.5 minutes gone in the opening quarter of the William Buck Premier Grand Final.
Courtney Hilton playing some close attention to Gleeson at the stoppages.
A good move, I think, Pat.
Throw in, Pembethy and Lynch. Lynch just double hand down towards Wood, couldn't gather it. Here's Matheson, hand pass off half back, beautifully done. Got it to Merritt, got it back out to Wood. Wood runs through the middle, has a bounce, kicks up towards half forward, long searching lead out there from Schultz. The wind has taken it way out to the right, and it goes out of bounds at right half forward for St Kevin's.
Well,
was that kick the wrong spot by Wood?
Well, if they want, yeah, well maybe, but I mean the players are leading that way. If they're going through the middle, they're going with the motion of the play. But you're right, if they want to kick a goal, they want it in this pocket.
Throw in, right on the 50. Pemberthy slaps it backwards. Matheson, who's just unmarked twice. He's done that now off the back of the pack. Kicks into the forward line. Free kick's been plucked out St Kevin's way. And it's going to go to Josh Wallace, who has a chance to kick, although it's going to be very tough to kick from that pocket.
Possible.
Yeah. But nonetheless,
goes short, or in fact, just a little pitching wedge to the top of the goal square.
Yeah.
Pemberthy takes a good defensive mark.
Got a big job today.
Big job against Lynch. I mean, the stoppage here in front of us, John. Lynch is so strong.
Hand passes to Fahy, and they're away out here at Collegians, although good defensive play at the last minute by Merritt. Dumps it towards the boundary line. Might be kept in play here by Croft. Does so back to Zimbax. He's going to get it back as they go up towards half forward. Sorry, he's got Croft now. Got it now.
For a ball, that ball was really moving.
He's got an option on in the pocket here, and he goes to him, and Trotter just over his head, couldn't quite haul it in. And we'll have a boundary throw.
He might get a word there from Salopek, I reckon.
Yeah, it's on. It's on.
And why wouldn't he? That's why you put me on you. Put you on me, I should say.
So Trotter working Salopek hard. Didn't make him pay. Ball back into play. Was it a free kick to Lynch? No, said the umpire. Play on Ferguson, back at the bottom of the pack. Now Lynch, up and under kick. Still inside defensive, 50 for St Kevin's. Ball comes to ground. Russo high, up and under kick. Ducking back, Critchley punches it through. 1- score. Two Collegians, their first one for the afternoon. They're 0-1-1, trailing St Kevin's. One straight 6. 6.5 minutes gone on the Mercedes-Benz of Chirac scoreboard.
Pat, Dom Russo's had a good final series.
He's had a good season,
really
actually. Yeah, he's
has
been their best a lot. He's been much better this year.
St Kevin's via Salopek. Stephen goes to the outer side of the ground. Big pack of players forms. No one can take a mark. There's a Collegians player that's been just taken a little bit high there in that contest, and he's going to get a free kick.
John, at what stage of the first quarter, going with the breeze, do you start to get a little bit edgy as Collegians? Because the St Kevin's got control of the game at the moment.
They have, yeah.
Fahy has got the free kick, sends it back into the top of the goal square. Croft at the back, off hands through for a minor score. So a couple of scores in a row for the Lions. They're 2 behind. St Kevin's a goal on the Mercedes-Benz Chirac scoreboard. 7 minutes, first term.
The reality is it's not an easy win to kick goals with.
No,
True.
It's a cross.
True.
And I mean, there weren't many goals kicked in the reserves game. It was a high-quality game. But of course, it might drop.
So Salopek brings the ball back in beautifully to Kanakis, who's kicked the first goal for St Kevin's. Kanakis slows up play, goes to Chris Gleeson. Defensive half-back flank.
Very well organised early, St Kevin's.
Really good, aren't they?
Beach Road side of the ground. Back
skills,
to Kanakis.
Fantastic skills there.
Just with that Hawthorn style little chip kicking, keeping possession of the football. Slowing it down into the breeze. Now he kicks it high and the ball starts to come back toward him. Salopek went up and the ball went over the line and out of bounds in front of Pemberthy.
Well, in the end, Cooksey, I'd say that was a really good kick. It went for territory, didn't go out in the full.
And they got the restart.
Yep.
Right on centre wing, Beach Road side of the ground. Good crowd in for the grand final. Lynch up in the ruck. Punched away by Pemberthy. Ball comes to the bottom of the pack. Ben Dowd, was he pushed in the back by Hilton? No, said the umpire. We'll get a ball up. At St Kevin's 6, Collegians 2, 8.5 gone first quarter.
It's a really good crowd. All areas are pretty well occupied.
Thrown up, and free kick advantage to Collegians. To Pemberthy it was. Russo took the advantage, played on, kicked it, and Connor Ross goes back and takes a really strong mark.
Their great strength.
Hand pass to Salopek.
In the back line, yeah.
Goes across to Critchley. Critchley's kick smothered though. Might be a chance here for Ferguson. Hand passes back across to Dixon. He got the ball back inside, and Collegians have a shot at goal, and they've got their first. No, they don't. Minor score. Disappointing result there for Fraser Cameron. And Collegians 3 behind, 3 points, trailing St Kevin's 1 straight goal Mercedes-Benz Chirac scoreboard.
A good player last week, Fraser Cameron, with his 4 goals against the Blues. Great opportunist, only a young kid.
18,
played half the year in the under-19s.
Straight out of school.
And the Rising Star nominee liked it off the boot too, so it just pushed away. Salopek brings the ball back in, out of sight. Tom Jock in front, gets a hand to it, and therefore they'll get a restart of play right on the outer side of the ground.
Good 10 minutes of footy from
really good.
St Kevin's.
At the 2 centre bounces, I think they've started Matheson behind the ball, just running through. They haven't got a spare man as such, I don't think, St Kevin's at the moment.
So Lynch up against Pemberthy, negated. Mitch Brown wins the ball away. Handball, Tom Jock goes back looking for Jared Gleeson. He's now hatching the football. He's got 3 Collegians players over the top of him. Umpire said he made no effort to get it out. And the free kick will go against Gleeson, and it'll probably go to Hilton.
you could say he could have paid that a ball up a few minutes before, and I think everyone was waiting for the ball up, including the players, and he didn't do it, waiting to
when
see
he
if
didn't
he'd
pay
move.
the ball up, and he knew he was going to
pay it. Yeah, that's right.
So Hilton will kick. Now, this is a massive cross breeze, and he's 48 metres out. I don't think he's got much hope of making it.
I would think so.
Well, he's pretty confident. Lynch is right on the mark on the 45-metre arc. Hilton from the Beach Road side of the ground. That's what I thought.
Look at
Comes
it,
right up towards the top of the goal square. Trotter in front. Punched away St Kevin's defenders. Ball comes to ground. Now St Kevin's can break through Dowd.
Dowd off half-back. Kicks it. There's no one there for him on the wing, although the bounce might be fortunate here for Parks. If he can get there first, he can.
Well.
He's done really well. I know his kick was shocking. It's gone underground. Johnson might be able to mop up for Collegians. He can't. Comes backwards there for Evans. His hand pass missed the target. And in fact, a free kick's going the way of St Kevin's to Coates, is it?
Wallace.
Wallace, who's got the free kick at right half forward.
Throw.
For the throw against Evans. So Wallace's kick smothered. Kenny Yong did really well there. Comes to Salapeck. This is Steve Salapeck. Kicks it on the left foot up towards full forward, but Pemberthy goes back in the hole and takes the mark in front of Parks.
That's
Kick is
going
wide. It's
short.
going over the head of Tardif and on the full.
I would think Collegians would need to move the ball up on the grandstand or beach side of the ground where there is protection from the wind. The Social Club would block the wind off down in that back half. And if they've got some fast play, just bring it up this side. It's protected.
Salapeck's kick to half forwards. Okay, no free kick. Hand pass comes back for Jock, who on the left boot goes up towards half forward. It fell short and fortuitously landed in the lap of Jared Gleeson. He goes wide. I'm not sure why he kicked out there. And he made his teammate work hard for it. And Wallace has taken the mark, diving away to the pocket 40 metres out on a tough angle.
It's actually, Pat, it's not... I mean, the wind is that debilitating that...
Both ways.
Yeah, so the Collegians aren't wasting it as such.
No, as you say, though, they're playing very
Wallace
conservatively.
sets it up to the top of the square. Can someone take a mark? They can't.
Here's
Slapped
a go,
away.
round this
Free
side.
kick, though. It's going to be awarded
Lynch.
to Lynch, directly in front, about 15 metres out.
Well, get it there often enough in this stage of the game with everyone throwing themselves in. It's you give yourself a chance, and that's the ideal place. And Collegians at the other end haven't been able to have much play, contain the ball in that hot spot area 15 to 20, 25 metres out from goal.
Free kick was for a push on Lynch.
Get it there, that's what happens.
Deliberate, slow action. Comes in. Oh, gee, he kicked it low, and I reckon he's hooked it badly. It's a bad miss from there. And Lynch has a minor score. So St Kevin's 1-1-7, lead Collegians 3 behind 3 points. 13 minutes gone in the first term for Sky High Mount Denning. It's on the Mercedes-Benz Tourex scoreboard.
It's one of those days where I think the ball drop's difficult, Johnny.
Yeah. But again, if they do bring it out this side, which is the attacking side, you do run the risk of it being less windy for the Collegians.
Zimbarks kicks it to himself and then helicopters up. Russo, Mitch Brown, chase control of the footy, get the handball to Lynch. Lynch went out wide and then the ball came backwards and the good mark taken by the Rising Star winner in Lockie Sullivan. So Sullivan's got the ball. He's got Salapeck on the run, but he goes back inside. Mark taken and a quick handball away, ends up there with Critchley, who goes long right up towards the full forward line. Off Kanakis around the body, kicks towards goal and touched on the line through for 1 minor score. So St Kevin's doing most of the attacking now. 1-2, Collegians 0-3. We've gone 14 first term.
Mitch Brown's on the ball. I think he's just plugging them beautifully behind the packs.
Zimbacks to himself again kicks wide, but the wind again brings it back to almost centre half back. Great mark by Hilton though for Collegians, much needed. Croft provides the lead down the line. It's gone over his head. Bounce off the chest of Coates. Coates hand pass back for Stephen Salapeck. Went through his legs. Matheson got, it was Holden that got taken high. No free, said the umpire, play on. Eventually it goes forward for St Kevin's up towards half forward. Nicely chopped off by Pemberthy though. And they might work it off half back. He got it away. Beautifully done to Hibbins, who was in there. Ong was involved. Dixon got it. So did Russo. All by hand. They've worked it forward of centre. And they're going to get a free kick against Collegians.
It'll be a trotter against Lynch.
Off the ball.
After Trotter tried to...
Yeah. It's the first time we've seen Collegians just try a chain of handballs. It's difficult conditions.
They worked
even
it forward about 40 metres with that chain. Russo's got it now with a free kick. Goes inboard. Johnson has taken, sorry, it's not Johnson, rather it's Evans who's taken the mark. He goes across the ground. now they're forced to go long up towards 4-4. Croft could have taken it.
got
He's got
one-hander.
it. Unbelievable mark. Plucked it one-handed in the end. Floating across the pack. I thought he wasn't going to be able to grab it, but he managed to, and he can line up from 25 out directly in front.
Well, again, like a wild ball in. It's just gone to that spot in front of goal. He's got the best chance of kicking a goal from there, and you're putting the defence under pressure in that area. It's easy to defend towards the boundaries.
So Xander Croft
To
has
mark, just by the way.
played in a premiership at this level once before. He kicks. It's a floating ball. He's missed to the right. Only a minor score. So Collegians, 4 behinds, 4 points, trailing St Kevin's 1-2-8 on the Mercedes-Benz Turax scoreboard. 16 minutes in the opening term for Sky High Mount Dandenong. 96.5 and 98.9 Northwest FM and Inter FM, bringing you the VAFA William Buck Premier Grand Final.
Dennis, you're looking at the Bureau forecast there. It's all clear.
Yeah, it doesn't look, there's a bit of rain around, but I don't think we're going to get any.
Rain would be a good thing.
Does it stop the wind?
Might stop the wind, yeah.
Might, yeah, that's right.
So Strauss has got the football for St Kevin's. He takes a peek to the attacking side of the ground, but obviously the team plans to go defensive, so he kicks to the Beach Road side. The ball holds up 50 metres out. Tom Jock gets it to ground level. Quick kick away, Collegians up to Kenny Ong, who takes the mark. Now he'll kick from 35 metres out, so he should be able to get the distance here, but he's going to have to aim way outside right post and get it to come back.
Not an easy shot. But look, Kenny Ong's played a few years down here at Sandringham, so he would have experienced this win previously.
8 plays for St Kevin's lead. Collegians certainly have the scoring end, but it's not the Gales that we've seen 6-goal win straight down the ground. It's a tricky cross breeze. Ong has to negotiate that. He's on the runway. He seems to have taken an eternity. Can he kick the first goal of the grand final for Collegians? The kick goes.
He's got it.
And
well
comes
done.
back right to left, and he's got it.
Well done.
So Ong gets his first to put Collegians in front. 1-4-10, leading St Kevin's 1-2-8, 17 minutes, 20 gone in the first term on the Mercedes-Benz of Turax scoreboard.
John, you called it, I reckon. Just a bit of local knowledge there.
Yeah, and also tremendous skill. I give him credit. He went back, he measured it perfectly. Distance in that wind, if you kick it badly or kick it too hard, would have been an issue. But that is the kick of a really skillful
Young
player.
Tom Jock having a run in the ruck here for the SKOB. He started well. I noticed he's been the kick-out target a few times.
Thrown up.
There he goes.
Yeah,
he
Jock, he did win the knock, but it's Collegians though. Stolen. He was involved again. Jock,
smother.
great smother coming through, and then later tackle for good measure, but he's given away a free kick. So Collegians will get the free kick.
He went in the ruck in that game, the night game that they got thrashed at St Kevin's, and he actually lifted them in that second
Abded
quarter.
sends it forward for Collegians. Croft again, almost Ferguson at the fall of ball on the left foot, snaps it round. Although it's all numbers with St Kevin's, and going back is Chris Gleeson to take the mark for SKOBs.
So Gleeson from full-back kicks to the outer side of the ground, and Lockie Sullivan takes the mark. He gets the handball, Jason Salopek. Had Sullivan in support, elected to go short up the line to Kanakis, and Kanakis has got the mark. Right on centre wing, outer side of the ground. Collegians lead by 2 points.
Free kick off the ball.
The free kick off the
just
ball.
encroached in the area there, the Collegians player. I think he was banking on it being play on.
So we've got a 25-metre penalty to Kanakis. Still wanting to slow up play. Has Strauss in support on the outer side of the ground. Strauss tricked himself, put the ball on the ground. Now Kanakis, a look away handball, ends up with the veteran in Dowd. Matheson tries to get it. The ball goes over the line and out of bounds. St Kevin's 8, Collegians 10, 19 gone.
Feature of the game so far has been the beautiful disposal of the St Kevin's back line.
I reckon they've practiced the ball movement with the conditions, just the way they're structuring.
So just in front of the Mercedes-Benz Turax scoreboard, thrown in, just hits the deck. Both ruckmen missed it. Slapping it forward those St Kevin's. Hibbins first to it for Collegians. Hand pass
Great
off half back to Fahy, and he runs through the middle of the ground up towards Kenny Ong again, who's got it marking on the 50.
No, he's backing himself
Doing it
in.
again.
He's
Doing it
This
again.
time he's got the wind sort of supporting him.
a little. He's going off the long run. He's
Judging by the breeze, this is the little area of the ground, this side of the half-forward line where there might be a chance to sail it
best
through.
spot,
It's
yeah.
the spot.
Pat, is the arc 50 or 45?
He's gone back. He's
50,
gone
I
back.
assume,
Almost
VFL.
50. He's gone back as far almost as the kick,
Yep.
hasn't he?
He's
Ben
at,
Brown.
He's at the centre circle. He's slowly walking in. And why wouldn't you blame him after he kicked the first goal for Collegians? This is the chance to kick the second and 2 in the space of a couple of minutes. Kenny Ong from outside 55. He's hooked it way to the left, and it's out of bounds on the full. So no score in the end. They still lead though, Collegians. 1-4-10, St Kevin's 1-2-8. 20 minutes gone in the first term of the VAFA William Buck Premier Grand Final.
Bouncer or a runner on the ground?
Former Essendon Premiership player David Calthorpe.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it is.
Be careful, Canners.
Correct.
I played on his brother actually when he was at St Bernard's.
He may very well sit on you if you don't
Well, what did he cost?
The ball was touched over the line and out of bounds. 20 minutes gone first term. Collegians lead by 2 points. Low scoring.
Answer my question,
Difficult
then,
in the
Scatters.
wind. And the free kick is going to go the way of
The
no
boundary
one.
umpire.
The boundary umpire is going to get a second chance. Tough into this breeze.
Very tough.
As Singleton tried to take it. So once again we'll get
Needs a good square meal, the boundary umpire.
Singleton up against Jock. Very hard into
Bit
this
of whatever
breeze.
the runner's been.
Gets the ball back. Jock got spun around, still won the takeaway, then tried to get the ball out himself.
Second effort's
Wrapped up
terrific.
in the tackle there was Mitchie. And the umpire said he had no prior opportunity and will get a ball
Now,
up.
realistically, he's been on the ground for about 5 minutes. No,
Just outside the
10 minutes.
50-metre arc. No one can take clear possession. Charging through Nick Wood for St Kevin's. Kicks it up to the half-back flank and ducking back and taking the mark there. Johnson.
Focus on what you can control, John.
That's
So
right.
Johnson's got the
You see where I'm
football.
looking,
Steps around one. Charges through the middle of
Having been
the
a runner.
Trevor Barker Oval. Up towards Kenny on at the back of the pack. Cridgley was in front. Ball came to ground. There was certainly no opportunity there. We'll get a ball up 22 metres out from the Collegians goal. A bit of spite, gentlemen, in the first quarter.
A bit of argy-bargy, but that'll give you an idea of the wind, the speed with which that ball came in. I haven't seen Critchley drop a mark all season,
yeah,
and that
yeah.
just bounced off his hand.
One of the best intercept markers in the comp.
Yeah.
Thrown up. Jock could have taken clean possession if he wanted to. He slapped it down instead. Doing well as Mitchie just ripped it out of his hands and snapped goalwards, and it's just offline for a minor score only.
And John, the Collegians haven't managed to get any kind of crazy fast ball in, have they? Even
No.
ground ball. It's all still high, slow ball. They'll want the fast ball for their small forwards to be in the game.
1-5-11 Collegians, St Kevin's 1-2-8.
And it might-
24 minutes gone in the first.
And that might not happen until they're kicking into it.
Maybe, if they can get it.
So Strauss with the designated kick out once again to the defensive
That's
side.
on the
It pushes very, very, very wide.
No,
But he actually got it
did well.
perfect right.
Yeah, he did.
Found touch.
There's an art to that. It's like Elsternwick Park, isn't it? To have your player boundary side waiting to touch
Yeah,
the ball.
yeah, yeah,
It's-
yeah.
Wasn't Princess Park good where the ball just went up and down the ground?
slowly.
Lack of wind.
Fixation with the beach, the bay.
Jock up in the ruck contest, comes to ground, quick kick away. Sullivan for St Kevin's. Up towards the centre wing now. Tom Jock's got the football. He beats two, he beats three. Gets the handball, Jason Salopek. Salopek goes wide to Kanakis. Kanakis kicks it along the ground. No one can take clear possession of the football. The two 16s go at it together in Cassidy and Jason Salopek, and the umpire will ball it up. Right on centre wing. St Kevin's 8, Trail Collegians 11. First term brought to you by the Sky High of Mount Dandenong.
Pempathy knockout. Russo over it. He's played a good opening term so far. Russo spun out of trouble, then back into it. Eventually it ends up with Mitch Brown of St Kevin's. He got an underground hand pass away, and the kick came forward, but only as far as Ellis Tafahi, and he takes the mark at half-back, goes across the ground to Will Johnson at centre half-back. This is where they've got to spread to, this side of the ground, the beach side of the ground. Johnson goes up the middle, up to centre half forward, over the head of everyone. At the back, Tardif. Can he gather possession? He slaps it to his advantage. He might get it now. Second go, crunch, Tardif did. Hilton was over the football, trying to hold it up. Kanakis gathers for St Kevin's. He had to get rid of it. Merritt got it out as well. Here's Ferguson crashing through for Collegians. Ong hand pass, comes out the back. Chance now for Cameron, had a snap towards goal, but Critchley marks on the last line of defence.
Heavy hit there, Ferguson.
Yeah, it was. And Tardif got one too.
So Critchley marks on the last line of defence for St Kevin's, and they can relieve.
So Critchley, once again, this time he goes to the outer side. I think that one's way, way, way too far.
It's gone out on the beach road, yeah.
Ball kick. And Collegians will get the free through Russo.
Probably need another goal or two.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got a feeling the skill level of St Kevin's will impact in the second.
So Russo, I don't know if the ball ever came in the ground. He kicked it straight out of bounds on the full. As Pat, you said, the ball drop was horrific.
Yeah, it's exactly what Pat was talking about the first couple of minutes of the game.
The ball just skewed off out of his hand and he didn't hit it at all right.
Drop the ball low, close to your boot.
So Nick Wood's got the football now. He kicks it high, right to the outer side of the ground. No one is going to get the ball out of there. Matheson underground tried to get it out. Wallace working in hard. Quick handball Collegians. They finally do get it away through Mitchie, but Critchley stands firm and takes the mark for St Kevin's. Now, for the first time, they're going to come to this side of the ground. Lachlan Merritt, grandson of Thurl, takes the ball deep in the back pocket. Chips the ball to the half-back flank, and the mark taken there by Holden.
It's a whole new world out here.
It is. This is different. Jack Holden drives up the line. Good, strong hand on that occasion by another son of in Wallace, the son of Stephen from Footscray. Wobbly kick into the breeze, over the top of Russo. Ball takes a left-hand turn. St Kevin's could be dangerous if they can break through. Schultz can't, and we'll get a ball up.
Why isn't he at St Bernard's?
He was, wasn't he?
He played all his junior footy there. He went to school at St Kevin's. I think he might have been the school captain at St Kevin's. He was listed as a St Bernard's player last year after being at St Kevin's the year before, and he's back at St Kevin's this year.
Empathy beautifully
We
down
didn't
to
see him
Gibbons.
last year.
Gibbons kicked it up towards half forward and Ong. Ong over the ball, slaps it forward.
Bit of jump.
Held
He's
without
paid
it,
it.
yeah.
Well
Definitely
played,
held
Ken.
without it.
Well played.
I think that as a coach, John, I think the theory, I know the win's hard, but in theory, 25, I think is get that quick ball in Collegians, even if it's scrambly ground ball. St Kevin's are so good at intercept marking that just the ground ball is to Collegians' advantage.
Totally agree with that. And
Connor Ross very slow to get the ball back, and 25 metres is the result. Ong will take the kick from about 25 out directly in front.
18 metres as it turned out.
18.
Short, isn't it?
Yeah, short.
Yeah. So Ong, he's got the only goal for Collegians so far. He had another shot that went out of bounds on the full just a few minutes ago. And at the 27-minute mark of the opening quarter of the VAFA Premier Grand Final,
Flat and hard.
Ong kicks it high and kicks it through for a goal. He's got 2. So Kenny Ong, 2 goals for Collegians. Collegians have 2. 2-5-17 they move to ahead of St Kevin's. 1-2-8 Mercedes-Benz Tourex scoreboard for Sky High. 27 minutes first term.
Still St Kevin's, I think, would be very happy with the way it is. If they can just hold out here 2 goals to 1. Their structure's been really good without having an extra man behind the ball. Their numbers back here, aside from Matheson off the bounce again here, he's been pushing up to the footy. So they've done really well.
I think the damaging thing is the goal at the other end, mate. But
out of the middle, Collegians need
hard
another
to
one.
score.
Hibbins gets the handball away. Up looking for Cassidy. Came to Salopek. Went back to Strauss. Went to Holden. Holden kicked it high. It wobbled. Out to Jared Gleeson. And Jared Gleeson took the mark. So I don't know if the pass was meant, but it was fortuitous.
hasn't had much. Yeah, has his impacts.
And Jared Gleeson gets the footy. Chips it up short. Punched away Collegians defenders as far as Jason Salopek. Gang tackle. Ball ended up coming back to Apted, who went long up towards the full forward line.
Well done,
Connor Ross stood up firm in front of Cameron and took the relieving defensive mark. Got the handball away to Merritt. Merritt deep in the back pocket, unloaded towards half-back. St Kevin's have the numbers, bottom of the pack. Waterman for Collegians can't take it. We'll get a ball up.
It's a good backman, Ross. He can play tall or small. It just does jobs for them every
They've
week.
got a good back line.
St Kevin's 1-2, Collegians 2-5, late first quarter.
Left half forward, Sullivan takes it away for St Kevin's, kicks it up towards the wing in the Parks direction with him Fahy. Parks did well. He got out of a couple of tackles, hand pass back to Jason Salopek. He got it back with a 1-2 from Lynch and then kicked towards the middle of the ground. And Guineas has taken the mark. He wheels and goes out to that right-hand side though, which is maybe not a good option, but good kick to Sullivan. He's marked in front of the scoreboard, 17 playing 8. Late stages of the first quarter. Collegians with the advantage. Sullivan kick up towards full forward. It's long. Pempathy's going back with it. Punch from behind came from Johnson. Here's a go for St Kevin's. Comes to Lynch. Oh, great smother. Kick was smothered. Comes out to Hilton now for Collegians. Gets around. Hand pass Pempathy.
Well done,
And they're out off half back.
Great smother.
So Jenkinson, the ex-Bavarian, got the handball away and Collegians work up the line. And the mark taken there. Johnson kicks it up, but he turns it over and Critchley takes the mark and slows it down for St Kevin's. Fairly obviously, he's saying just wait, let the seconds tick away. And Critchley, been a great defender all year, goes to the outer side of the ground as usual. And Hibbins goes back and takes the mark right on centre wing for Collegians. We think they need another goal. Hibbins up towards centre half forward. Tardif the back,
Great
punched
touch.
away. Connor Ross.
again.
Ball comes on the overlap to Strauss. He gets the handball through to Senator Wood. And a quarter that went 30 minutes and 3 seconds. Only 3 goals were kicked, and it was St Kevin's 1-2-8. Trailing Collegians 2-5-17. Billy Kanakis kicked the opening goal for the Scobbers, and Kenny Ong answered with 2 of his own for Collegians. Good arm wrestle, and they're all wrestling in the middle of the ground. We'll tell you what happens after the break on 96.5 Inter FM.
Cheers, Dale.
See, like, accuracy is going to be the key to it at the end, obviously. So you're going to have to get the ball very close to goal before you can have a shot at goal with any certainty, right?
Absolutely.
But it's the same for both sides, and I think we're in for a good day's footy.
And you're enjoying being back?
Of course.
Good to hear you. John, Pat and Glenn, how did we see it?
Well, I think Ken's right. It was, I think, under the conditions, it was a really skillful, high-quality quarter of footy. To say St Kevin's probably had the better of it, particularly early in the quarter. But but Collegians late in the quarter actually came back and were probably on top in play in the latter part.
Yeah, I thought St Kevin's were, we commented in the call, really well structured. So they went that side. It's obvious.
Yeah.
But they went that side every time. They held the ball as long as they could from the mark or free kick situation. They kicked it beautifully short, and were very well structured up with numbers around the footy.
Got it out of the danger area with precision.
Yeah, and look, all year, the highlight for me of St Kevin's is their intercept marking in the back half. I've never seen anything like it in amateur footy.
No, that's right.
It's brilliant. Critchley's as good as I've seen doing it.
As good as Salopek.
As Salopek, you know, like his first final doing that. So what's going to be very interesting is now you flip it. Can St Kevin's extract as much footy as they did that quarter? They probably won most, you know, more of the 50-50 ball, and then their skill level.
I mean, it's that ball in the back half that they're setting up, they're playing, getting it forward with. But with the loose balls coming in, perhaps more on the deck, more rolling balls for the Collegians forward line, which might suit them more and not enable Critchley and those types. And Ross was very good that quarter. To mark the ball. So it could be a different circumstance.
I'm going to take it back to its source. I think Lynch, the big-bodied ruckman against Pemberthy, it's critical. And I think as the game goes on, I expect the St Kevin's kind of rugged midfielders to just give them more opportunities. And the Collegians' backs will be under pressure. I reckon Courtney Hilton might go back as a 7th. That'd be the one they'd throw back. And I expect the Collegians to do that this quarter.
Scatters, anything to add?
No. The experts have got it all covered.
So you're dealing with premiership coaches. They're always hard
Absolutely.
to beat. 96.5, 98.9. Take a quick break.
O'Donoghue's First National, leaders in residential real estate in Burundara and major sponsor of St Kevin's Old Boys. Looking to sell? Looking to rent? Or simply wanting to know what your home is worth? Call Jonathan O'Donoghue on 9882 3303 for a no-obligation free appraisal of what your home is worth, or visit o'donoghusfirstnational.com.au. O'Donoghue's First National Real Estate, 269 Camberwell Road, Camberwell, St Kevin's and station sponsor.
To keep up with the latest from the VAFA, follow the VAFA on Twitter at VAFA_HQ, at facebook.com/VAFA.HQ, or head to our website vafa.com.au.
You're listening to the VAFA Match of the Day on 96.5 Inner FM and streaming at www.innerfm.org.au.
96.5, 98.9. St Kevin's 128, Trail Collegians 2517. Andrew Leonard, you were at ground level?
Yeah, Shane Joyce a little bit easier to hear than Shannon Grant. Shane Joyce is very happy with the first half an hour, but he said, let's just forget it. That half an hour is done. There's no point thinking about that. Let's focus on the next 30 minutes of football and we'll reassess at half-time. Very happy with the way the Collegians mids were particularly able to even up the contest after the opening 5 minutes where they were behind -5 in contested possessions. And apart from that, pretty happy with the quarter. As I said, Shannon Grant couldn't hear him, a bit of a whispering type at the huddle.
He's not good for around the ground. So
you need to get under his snout, Andrew.
Bit hard when you've got big blokes like Plugger Lynch front and centre just blocking my path to have a listen.
But John and Pat, the 5 quarters we've seen St Kevin's play in finals football this year, you've both come back to us, as well as they've got a good playing list, their structure holds up.
I feel that strongly, and having watched them through the year, I think they really are structured well.
They're disciplined,
and they defend as a group.
The only thing I'd say about that, Pat, is they have had the advantage of being windy conditions and imprecise ball movement forward on both days. They're good enough to read it.
Yeah. But all year they've played a quite aggressive defence. Within a kick and a half a lot of the time, that brings their marking players into it. So
agile,
the loose
mobile
player back here is
players.
Corey Cassidy.
Here's Andrew.
Pemberthy got the knockdown, although crashing through Brown, wrapped up by Hilton. Couldn't able to get a clean possession. Ong's kick was smothered and he went again. Ong couldn't get a possession. Kanakis has dived on the football and diving on him as Zimbax, and we'll have a ball up in the middle of the ground.
So Andrew, Corey Cassidy for Collegians started really deep here as a +1, and St Kevin's obviously got one at the other end at the moment.
Knocked out by Lynch. Off the back of the pack, no one can gain possession, although Mitchie eventually did so and just flung it on the boot out towards the vacant wing position. Tardif leads in the race with all. Jock with pace just went past Tardif, gathered the football and speared a pass to full forward. Lovely kick towards Parks it was. Good hand pass was Hospital, and a great tackle by Wood. And we'll have a ball up 30 metres out directly in front of St Kevin's goal.
Very aggressive, very good tackle.
Terrific grand final tackle straight up at you.
Thanks very much for the hand pass, the boy said.
Yeah, you're correct. Hibbins in hard. Pemberthy working back dangerously. Jenkinson wrapped up in a tackle for Collegians will get a ball up. Question without notice, is anyone doing the votes today for the Jock Nelson? No?
No.
Okay.
Genuinely without notice if I am.
Yes. Okay. So the ball 15 metres out from the St Kevin's goal. Jenkinson gets up very gingerly. Plugger spreads them around.
Yeah, interesting to see where he goes here.
Pemberthy virtually wins it to Mitch Brown.
Could have told you that.
And Mitchell Brown takes it away and puts the first one on the board for St Kevin's in the second term. 2-2-14. Trailing Collegians 2-5-17. A minute and a half gone on the O'Donoghue First National scoreboard for Simpson Construction.
That was terrific, John, wasn't it? The tap work and just the predictability to each other.
The way that he walked up to it, said to the blokes on the deck where to go, pointed them where to go, and leaving that space there for Brown, who ran into it and was good enough to finish it
and
off.
his back half of the year, moving into the midfield and kicking goals, has been exceptional.
He's enjoying his footy again.
And he's
never
ever played in a premiership since under sevens.
Lynch again, knocked it. Hilton slapped it forward. Lynch might go again if he can in the middle of the ground. Mitchie slapped it forward. Crashing through though is St Kevin's. Heilton stole it. Beautifully done. Eyes around a couple. Runs to centre half forward. Kicks to full forward to Croft, and Croft
free kick to Collegians.
Holding.
Xander Croft will get the free 20 metres out directly in front.
Sensational play by Courtney Hilton there, getting around a couple of players, and a non-affected kick, it must be said, with the wind to the top of the square. Just great play, and a really important bit of play because St Kevin's kicking a goal a minute into the quarter with the wind. This is the perfect thing if Alexander Croft can actually kick it straight.
This is the hard bit.
Yeah. It's close to the mountain of the mark, isn't it?
No, he's a fair way back. He's gone out on an interesting angle, maybe to try and help out the way he kicks it. He's kicked it well.
Oh! It's gone a right angle.
It looked
it was dead straight. He did nothing wrong off the boot. He just gave it too much air.
I was about to say as he was moving in, keep it low. And no.
As you can hear from our commentary team, it was only a minor score. So 2-6-18.
There's another chance.
Runs onto it for Collegians.
He's got it again.
Sanders going to get another chance.
Now, that's another kick that went in low that the wind didn't affect. He's got to do the same thing with this kick for goal.
Or start it way out left. So,
yeah, but what is way out left? It depends what part of the trajectory of the kick. Because
so Xander Croft.
And only bent late.
This to make the margin 10 points in the second quarter comes in. And that one went straight through the middle.
Much lower. A shocking kick, but much lower and didn't get up in the wind.
If anything, it had a bit of right to left on it and went through.
Just don't kick drop putts.
Touched off the boot. Oh, no, it's a goal.
Brian Taylor would be having a field day out there today with kicking to the left post and right post. It's 2-2-14, 3-6-24. Collegians lead. Alexander Croft has one goal too.
In the end, it was the mongrel that went through it.
Correct.
But that's a great answer from Collegians.
Yeah, Courtney Hilton out of the middle, little shimmy.
Fantastic
to drive it in, and Croft got it right second time.
Thrown up in the middle of Trevor Barker Oval. 0-0 draw in the ruck. Ball at the feet of all players, and we'll have another ball up.
Now, in the scheme of this game, 10 points is a significant margin. I think it's hard to score. Having just seen 2 goals in 4 minutes.
Knocked out. Jock got it. Hand pass to Wood. Hand pass backwards to Strauss, who kicked it up towards half forward. Bounces over everyone's head. Good defensive fist away there by Hugh Johnson over the feet of Ong, and Matheson goes in hard as well, and we'll have another ball up.
Have we called Schultz?
I was just saying the same thing. A difficult game for Schultz. I was just looking at him and going at that ball. Oh, Schultz is out there, that's right.
Thrown up. Pemberthy went early. Lynch tapped it beautifully to Wood. Again. Although he bounced off 2 tackles, he didn't really dispose of it. Hibbins went without it. Wood went back in hard, Apted over the top of it, and we'll have a ball up, this time about 35 out directly in front of St Kevin's goal.
Make sure a Collegians player has their arms on these St Kevin's guys
on
the defensive side of the stoppage here.
St Kevin's 14, Collegians 24. Parks. Here goes Parks crashing through, couldn't quite break out of the tackle, and we will have
Alexander Croft's got to do better here. He's got to change what he's doing because he's getting slaughtered at these forward line stoppages.
Pemberthy.
So we're 25 metres out from the St Kevin's goal. They trail by 10. Yeah. Lynch powers it around looking for Schultz. The ball comes out the back. Parks! To the right. Soccer kick 1 minor score. St Kevin's 2-3. Collegians 3-6. 6 minutes gone in the second quarter for Simpson Construction.
Here's a star, Lynch.
Johnson to himself, then kicks out to the back flank, and it's gone over and runs head out of bounds on the full. So St Kevin's will get it back via Chris Gleeson.
They didn't do what St Kevin's did. You just got to have that player on the boundary line because it'll come straight at them.
So Chris Gleeson sets it up. Gee, it's a mongrel kick and a good mark taken by Sam Hibbins in the end.
Made it look easy, didn't he?
Yeah. Kicks wide. Gee, dangerous. Hilton did well to stretch and haul it in just inside the boundary line at right half back.
I think we're going to get some rain.
Yeah, I think so. Hibbins goes to the bench for the time being, and Hilton goes down the line. Tardif came through, couldn't quite haul it in.
It's on the full.
Holding free kick to St Kevin's.
Okay. So the free's going to come all the way back here to Salopek, Steve Salopek, that is.
This grandstand will become packed very soon.
Yep, it's already quite full here.
No rain.
Trevor Barker Oval. Steve Salopek sends it to the pocket, and a mark's been taken
again
by Cal Matheson. Hard up against the boundary line. He'll be hard pressed to kick it from there.
Furthest one out, positioned himself on the outside of that ball, and
gettable.
He can kick it to the top of the square and let the wind do the rest of the
work. This is gettable.
And if he kicks it too high, it'll go straight back over his own head.
Dangerous. And hang
Something's
on.
happened.
We've got something off field, and it's going to be a reverse free kick going to Tardif.
Yeah, I think Tom Jock.
Oh, sorry.
It is Trotter?
Trotter, yep.
Tom
On Jock.
Jock was involved, or Salopek with Trotter.
Well,
so Trotter's got it. No one stands the mark either, so
genius effort from
doesn't
Trotter.
know what to do. He hand passes backwards. To Fahy. He goes back to Trotter, missed the target. They've turned it over. This could be worse. Mitch Brown for them. Came through. Hilton chopped it off. Collegians might get out of trouble here. Ong's caught with the football. Can't break free. How did he get rid of it? Not sure. Jock crashed through one. Crashed through a second tackle and hand passed along the boundary line for a boundary throw in.
Coaches, how do you feel? Player having a shot for goal, you lose the ball. I mean...
Well, we didn't see it, but...
It doesn't matter. If you kick a goal, you just don't do anything, do you?
8 minutes gone in the second term on 96.5 and 98.9.
You stay very positive. You must.
Good call. Ball being brought back in. Lynch doing a lot of the ruck work. Came to Hilton. He got the quick up and under kick. Only as far as Salopek. The umpire said it wasn't a mark. Tardif tried to take it. Big pack of players on top of the footy. I think it's Locke Sullivan.
Gentlemen, I draw your attention to the goalpost. I've never seen goalposts swaying like that. Look at them.
So the wind's really getting up here now. Nearly in the middle of the Beach Road Oval.
Well read by
Came to ground. Mitchie got it around the corner, up towards half forward. Leading back there in the race for the ball. Salopek couldn't take it. The ball came to ground.
Cameron.
Handball over the top. Ended up with Croft, who got it to Mitchie. Mitchie got around one. Deep in the defensive, or the non-attacking side. He goes up looking for Tardif. Tardif pushed off the ball there by Critchley.
Well defended.
Critchley got the handball out, looking for Jared Gleeson. Can he take it? Yes, he can. He gets the handball to Strauss, and Strauss clears.
And he kicks it up towards the wing. It might work out really nicely here for Mitch Brown. Gathered it beautifully on the bounce. Got the hand pass back there to Wallace. He kicked it up towards the Schultz direction. Bounced about a metre in front of him. Might get a second go here, Schultz. No, it bounced away from him. Ong got it. He's wrapped up by Kanakis. Comes out to Evans. Evans got the hand pass away there to Dixon, and Dixon kicks away. Oh, gee, strong challenge there on Hibbins. Collegians have turned it over, though. St Kevin's went through Kanakis over the football. Can't get it out to his opponent, to his teammate. And his opponent in Hibbins did well to wrap
Great
him up
exchange of play. What about Kenny Ong's composure?
Terrific. I was just going to say we want more football here because it's a really physical game. It's a really good game when it's close here.
Oh, ruck contest. Lynch against Pemberthy, who fell over. Viv Mitchie did the clearance up to half forward.
Who's that? Pemberthy's hurt himself.
Yeah, just winded.
The mark's going to be paid there to Critchley. Half-back flank for St Kevin's. They trail by 9 points. 10 minutes gone.
They got a second ruck option, Pat. Croft.
And Critchley goes right across. It goes over the head of Fay. He's opposite 44 in Parks. Comes at it with Zimbax. Now Alistair Fay will run onto the football. He pushes off from Parks, and Zimbax escorts it over the line and out of bounds 65 metres around from the St Kevin's goal.
I reckon that Pemberthy thought he was actually shepherded out of that, and that's what caused that.
Like a tunnelling.
Yeah. Because he looked around to the umpire like...
So the umpire about to bring the ball back in. Pemberthy at the back of Lynch. The ball comes right in front of them. Pemberthy overran it. Lynch got the kick around the corner. Up towards the full half-forward line. Coming through very hard there was Sullivan for St Kevin's. He got it to Holden. Holden went back. Jenkinson's now got it for Collegians. And we'll get a ball up 30 metres out from the St Kevin's goal. Scrappy in the conditions. So the umpire throws it up. Lynch tried to get it down. Only went as far as Cassidy. The ball came around the corner. It's a goal. But it's a goal to the goal sneaking Callum Matheson. For St Kevin's making something out of nothing and bringing the margin back to 3 points. St Kevin's a 3-3, Collegians 3-6.
We got the ball in your forward zone, a stoppage there, another stoppage goal for St Kevin's, and a really good opportunist snap, and that's what's going to win the game, this game, the side that when they have half a chance like that can actually make it count.
It was legitimately out of nothing, wasn't it? It was just that pressure at the fall, the ball, terrific goal.
And St Kevin's have got their goals in 11 minutes of the quarter, so they've still got a fair bit of time left with the win. Collegians with an extra play
comfortably back in the ruck. And it's not going anywhere, and we'll have a ball up as Sullivan was wrapped up in a tackle.
It's a deep, loose one. It's
very deep.
Lynch again doing everything he can to try and get it forward for his side. Coming through Guineas, although Ong stole it. His kick goes out sideways, out towards the interchange gates, and it's going to trickle over, is it? Oh, yes, it does now. That was Fraser Cameron. Probably had more time than he thought. But he fumbled the ball. We have a boundary throw in centre wing on the beach side of the ground.
I can't hear him.
You're on, Kenny. We can hear you.
Thrown in. Pempathy knocks it down beautifully. Hibbins got dispossessed, although it came out here nicely for Dixon and Collegians. Although they've worked it up to half forward, it's chopped off at the back there.
Looks like Ross.
Ross, who gets the clearing mark and kick. Fay did well to stop the ball for Collegians. Hand pass was okay. Back to Dixon. Got it to Pempathy. Out to Waterman. And eventually through Russo, they kick it up towards half forward. Hibbins did well on hands and knees. Back out to Russo. It's scrappy football. Brown went in and got it for St Kevin's. Sullivan's high kick up towards half forward. Number of Collegians players could have raffled it. Kanakis goes through, gathers the football. Zim back, strong tackle on him. We'll have a ball up.
It is a high-quality game for the difficult conditions, I think.
Yeah, that comment before was when it's close to us, particularly, you get a real sense of it, don't you, John?
Very hard conditions. Pemberthy, great takeaway. Hilton dropped what he probably should have taken. Jock came in hard. Dowd working against Russo. Big pack of players came to Hibbins. He got the handball away to Hilton. Now Locke Sullivan's got the footy. Went back to Nick Wood. Wood's been good the first quarter or so. Wrapped up by Hilton, as you said, Pat. Pretty hard in there.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Yeah, Nick Wood's been terrific coming back into the side. Has he missed about a month of footy?
Yeah, he gets blacks. He got a bit of a bone-crunching knock.
Right.
So he hurt his ribs.
Only changed from the second semi. Nick Wood in for the injured Gillum. And the ball comes back into play. This is the beach side of the ground. Punched away by Pemberthy. Breaking away. Ben Dowd to 40. And slots it.
Great goal.
St Kevin's have hit the front and the veteran Dowd puts them there. 4-3-27. Leading Collegians 3-6-24. 14 gone on the O'Donoghue's first national scoreboard.
Well, that's a sign of a really good side. They've had 2 half chances. Both really good goals. Yeah, great effort there from Benny Dowd. He got the ball, pinned his ears back, took off for a few, and then kicked truly into that cross breeze.
So they take the lead back by 3 points, St Kevin's.
Early in the quarter too, so they've got plenty of time to keep scoring.
3-1 this term. Hilton's kick out of the middle was smothered by Brown. Jason Salopek, good hand pass away to Sullivan. He hand passed over his head to no one in particular. Hibbins stole it for Collegians. His kick goes to half back.
Sure hand.
Merritt.
It's marked by Merritt. Merritt goes wide and finds, chopped off by Trotter for Collegians. So Jake Trotter.
They've actually got Salopek out of that back half.
Up half forward front.
Trotter goes long with the left boot down the line in towards the Croft direction, punched away from him in front of the O'Donoghue's first national scoreboard, which is 27-24.
Not having him there, I mean, they're showing they've got any number of players that can make the chop-out marks, and of course Salopek can play anywhere, so
he's just slid in behind the footy again now, Salopek.
Thrown in. Jock doing the ruck work this time against Singleton. Singleton came through, hand pass, still slapping it away, trying to find Russo. Eventually it comes out here to Mitchie. Mitchie sends it deep forward towards Croft, punched away from him. Good one-on-one contest. Gleeson there helping out his teammates. There's Chris Salopek back to Ross. Ross off the left boot has kicked it out of bounds on the full, and the free kick will go to Collegians and Trent Zimbacks.
But again, St Kevin's getting a second player back, so forcing the 2-on-1 as the last effort closest to goal. Very good defence.
So Zimbacks has had an interrupted season. This one holds right up.
So
Ferguson in front there of the pack. No one takes it. St Kevin's get a quick kick away. It eluded Apted. Came back to Zimbacks, so that's where he kicked it from. And now he's wrapped up in a tackle right in front of the scoreboard. The scoreboard that reads St Kevin's 4-3, Collegians 3-6. 16 minutes gone. Singleton went up for Collegians. The ball came to Sullivan. He went around his body up looking for Holden. Punched away by Evans over the line and out of bounds. We'll get another restart.
Just that St Kevin's structure again here, John. All the forwards pushing up as far as they have to. There's no one deep. Just a kick and a half away from the footy.
Yep. Thrown in. Centre wing, outer side of the ground where much of the play has been today. Jason Salopek doing the ruck work on that occasion because it didn't reach the two competing ruckmen. To fall the ball, no one can get a clean possession. It's worked forward about 5 minutes, so forward to centre will have a ball up
and
for St Kevin's.
Within that structure, Pat, you've got Guineas sort of as the outside player.
Always plays top side, outside, always.
Jock knocked down, red best by Mitchie, kicked it up towards Ferguson, punched away from him, haven't called his name nearly enough, Lockie Ferguson.
So they've covered the short kick hack. They've got long kicks as well with Schultz and 35 is Wallace, as well down there.
17 gone, second term, 3 points advantage to Kevin's.
So all 36 players on the Beach Road side of the ground, which is always the opposite side to where we commentate every week. Salopek gets it down. Mitch Brown ran over the top of the football. Big pack of players on top of the ball. Sullivan wrapped up by Hilton.
And unlike yesterday, Cooksey, where the scoreboard attendant had the door open and was sunbathing in his legs there, the door is shut on the scoreboard today.
Melbourne in September.
Fridge door's open though.
Jock gets it down to Salopek. Ball kicked off the ground. Doing the shepherding was Trotter for Russo. He went to Waterman, and Waterman kicked it up for Collegians.
It's another one-hander.
Sander Croft has taken the one-hander, and he's going to have his third shot for goal from the quarter. This one's got the most difficulty.
No chance at all, Cooksey.
John says no. Well,
no chance at all.
We've got no idea what's going to come off the boot here. The first one sprayed right after it looked like it was going through. The second one was horrible, and it did go through. He'll kick from 30 metres out, 45-degree angle, Beach Road side of the ground, right into this breeze. He kicks, and the Collegians.
No problem for the champion from Collegians.
No problems, John Canis. We're back in front. 4-6-30, St Kevin's 4-3-27. Alexander Croft has 2-2, and he's really putting a paw print on the game.
And he used the wind that time.
Yeah,
rather
absolutely.
than get it up and let it take it away, get it up and let it push it in from where he was.
The Collegians player we mentioned before was Dom Russo, and he's just had a handle in that again out of the stoppage and the scrum. He's got his hands on the footy and got it forward. He's doing really well. His conditions, maybe.
Collegians back in front by 3 points. Here at Trevor Barker Oval, Lynch was spectacular to Wood, just couldn't quite do it. Mitchie kicked it off the ground, worked it forward. Dixon got bumped off it heavily by Strauss. He's going to get a free kick here, Dixon.
I thought it was a kick to Mitchie in the first place. The ball had well gone away from him and he got dragged down to the ground. Trotter's in the rumbles again.
So Dixon from the centre of Trevor Barker Oval. All the St Kevin's numbers rush backwards, but Dixon wedges it up towards 30 metres out directly from goal. Croft steals it off hands.
Oh no!
That's goalwards, bouncing across the face of goal and missing everything. Only a minor score.
No.
Get it up
No minor.
He's the most prominent.
No score.
No score, sorry. Did I say minor? Yep. No score. Across the
Very
face
minor.
of goal, out of bounds.
He's channeling that night game form he had.
Boundary throw, and we've got a bit of rain coming as the fans make their way into the cover of the grandstand or pull up umbrellas. Thrown in front of goal. Lynch knocked it down. Crashing through Sullivan. Good tackle by Ferguson. And we'll have a ball up 20 metres out from Collegians' goal. They lead by 3 points. 20 minutes gone in the second term.
Well, trapping it down there, getting themselves another scoring
Cam
opportunity.
Murphy gets it down. Ball comes out there. Ferguson kicks towards goal. Big pack of players now in the goal square. Getting up was Trotter, and he kicked it from 8 metres out, straight out of bounds on the full. And St Kevin's will get the resultant free kick back there to Strauss.
Terrific quarter from Collegians into this breeze.
Very true, Ken. A couple of times we thought St Kevin's might open up a bit of a break. They can't now. Strauss kicks up. Matheson in front takes the mark. The goal kicker from this quarter, Matheson, he's looking for a 25-metre penalty.
Second time he's marked from being the outside player.
Now he's told to play on. He goes up looking for Parks. Working back there against Parks is Johnson. Parks has superior speed and escorts the ball over the line and out of bounds. Just half forward for St Kevin's. They trail by 3 points, 21 minutes in.
Throw in to take place outer side of the ground. 96.5, 98.9, bringing you the VAFA William Buck Premier Grand Final. Thrown in. Lynch backhands it towards goal. Holden picks it up. Strong tackle by Evans on him. Dispossessed. Comes out to Mitch Brown. Keeps running backwards and then sprays a high ball up towards full forward. And Schultz. G. Fay was good. He might get a free kick against.
Courageous effort from Fay. And I've watched him the last couple of weeks. He's been a feisty backman and has really played a good couple of weeks of footy.
Yeah, I think they really rate him, John.
Tough. That was a really tough mark, and he's been that way the last couple of weeks.
Fay, long with the left boot, out towards the outer side of the ground. Big pack forms, Trotter couldn't get it. Jock goes through, fires a hand pass out to Matheson. Matheson back inboard is a good hand pass. They get it out to Holden, who got it to Strauss from 55, and Strauss had a long shot at goal.
Wow.
Kicked it
That's a great kick.
Sorry.
Wow.
That is spectacular. James Strauss kicks one of the goals of the day so far. So St Kevin's take the lead back, 5-3-33 over Collegians, 4-6-30. O'Donoghue's first national scoreboard.
How fast did that ball go through? It just got the wind and just went woof.
That was from 50, I think, there,
Yeah.
Strauss on the fly.
Easy. But he actually knew what he was doing.
Oh, yeah.
Actually kicked it. He did a sort of a scissor kick to make
Yeah,
sure.
it was a scissor kick.
It was unaffected by the wind in terms of the wind was
sliced
not going to
the
affect
breeze.
it. Yeah, it did. And in fact got the wind to assist it.
So he's done a good job down back, Strauss, and then ran to half forward, kicked the goal. St Kevin's trying to break through Wood. He was wrapped up by Sam Hibbins and will get a ball up right in the centre of the Beach Road Oval. 23 minutes gone, second term, St Kevin's back in front. Tom Jock gets the handball away to Sullivan. Sullivan kicks high up towards a dangerous spot at half forward. Charging through there was Guineas. He couldn't take the football. Came to Fay. Quick handball away. Tried to get it again. Now Collegians wrapped up in a tackle. That was Cassidy by Wallace, and will get a ball up. 2 kicks out, or it might be 4 kicks out with this breeze from the St Kevin's goal, depending on which way you're coming in. Lynch double-fisted backwards to Sullivan. He was wrapped up. Umpire said he had a prior opportunity, and the free kick will go to Nick Dixon for Collegians at half-back. So he goes up there looking for Tardif, misses his target, and the ball bounces over the line and out of bounds. Shane Joyce, be happy, gentlemen, the way they've held in this second quarter, Collegians?
Certainly.
Yeah, I think so.
Well into time on here, a 3-point game. He'd be happy. They are defending pretty well.
Might also say the umpire's doing a pretty good job too.
Yep, not paying too much.
Yeah, just playing them when they're there.
3 points in favour of St Kevin's. Gleeson wrapped up in a strong tackle from their throw-in. And we'll have another ball up. 25 minutes approaching in the second quarter. Thrown up, outer side of the ground. Pemberthy going at it with Lynch. Getting taken high, Dixon, and he'll take the free kick.
Pemberthy's going to know he's played a game of footy.
Oh, yeah,
he's doing 95% of the ruck work against Lynch, and then they throw Jock at him.
Dixon's come into it a bit. He's doing some really good hard work in there, heavy work.
Dixon kicked down the line, holds up in the breeze. Strong play by Mitchie to contest there, but off hands and over the boundary line for a throw-in. 33 playing 30. Late in the second quarter of the grand final. It's been a tight contest all day. 4 goals to 2 this term in favour of St Kevin's. They're kicking with what is a really strong cross breeze towards their left forward pocket. Lynch knocked it down. Sullivan picked it up and kicked it forward. Up towards Holden, couldn't quite gain possession. With him, Johnson and Evans is in there tackling hard, and will have a ball up on the point of the square. Left half forward for St Kevin's.
A lot of clearances and kicks Sullivan, doesn't he? Just out of the pack.
He's the young man, he's a little bull. Ball comes out now. Penberthy kicks it to himself. Then on the overlap, it went to Trotter. Trotter went to Waterman, back to Hibbins. Hibbins kicked it low, and the ball bounced right up towards the full forward line. Don't know what Croft's complaining about.
He wanted deliberate, I think.
Deliberate on his own team.
No, for the St Kevin's guy, because he wasn't putting pressure on him, so he pulled away from the contest.
To let Coates tap it out.
To let Coates tap it out to see if he'd try and gain possession.
Fair enough. Good luck in the amateurs with that. Ball comes back in. Lynch up against Penberthy. Both worked tirelessly in the first half. Jared Gleeson trying to get it through. So's Dixon for Collegians. And we'll get a ball up 40 metres out from the Collegians goal. Can they be in front at half-time? We've gone 26 minutes. As Andrew said, they kicked 2 goals against 4. Hibbins tried to take it away, couldn't do so. Jock got sat on by Kenny Ong. Ball came to ground. Matheson did the tackling on Ong. And we'll get a ball up 50 metres out from the Collegians goal.
A stalemate in the last 5 minutes after a flood of goals in the context of this game. Hibbins got it.
That's to Collegians' credit.
Yep. Strauss has the football. Got it away. He threw it out to Sullivan, and yep, he's been kicked for it.
Good call, Andrew. He's paid it.
Little backhanded throw.
Big Penberthy with that big ranking left foot kick, is it? Going to get it?
Not sure who's got the free at this stage.
I reckon it's
Johnson or...
I think you're right. I think it's Penberthy.
Yeah, Penberthy will take it.
Kenny, is he a chance? Your
Always a chance.
So Tom Penberthy,
favourite player.
will kick from just inside the 50 here. Man on the mark stands at about 38 metres. Should have the distance. It's just all about
kick it, John?
How you can
it's a tough kick.
Handle the breeze. Look at the goalpost. I mean, they're swaying to the right viciously.
Ruckman don't kick them.
Kick it to the point post. Try and kick it flat. How far out is he?
He's about 44 metres he'll kick from.
No chance.
Famous last words.
Yes. So Penberthy.
Once this quarter.
Slow kick. Crosses the 50 now. Goes a couple more inside that and kicks from about 42 metres and kicks long. And it was online for most of the way. And then in the last 15 metres, it hooked viciously out of bounds on the floor.
It's gone for a cup of tea.
Straight into the canteen.
Unbelievable. It was a beautiful kick off the boot, just the wind just doing all things with it once it got in the air. So no score. 33 playing 30, St Kevin's still in front.
Well, the social club up.
So Merritt unloads over the top of Jock, Salopek. Penberthy went back and got the football, as he has all year for Collegians, and will get a ball up. So it ended up in the Linen House Zebra kiosk there at the northern end of the ground. Penberthy wins it down to Sam Hibbins. He hasn't had much room to move all day. And once again, he's wrapped up in a tackle. 28 minutes gone. 5-3 Collegians, 4-6 St Kevin's. Lynch wins it down. Only as far as Russo. Handball to Hibbins. Around the corner. Dixon up towards the mark taken by Singleton.
St Kevin's players hurt himself
and
there.
Connor Ross is hurt on the leg. So Singleton elects to go long. Kenny Ong went up. Kanakis went up. Around the corner. Fraser Cameron. Up towards Sandercroft. He can't take it.
Still in it.
Working back Critchley. Taps the ball along the ground. Still dangerous. They've got it through Tardif. He goes across the face. Jock gets it. Singleton kicks it off the ground.
The goal. Off the ground.
Anyway, goal off the ground for Collegians.
Trotter.
But it's Jake Trotter who's kicked the goal. A litany of mistakes ended up with Trotter right 1 metre out, and he sockers it off the ground to put Collegians back in front. 5-6 leading St Kevin's 5-3. 29 minutes gone. There's a few mistakes in that one, gentlemen.
Well, they've kicked 3 goals into the breeze, which is a terrific effort, so they'll be absolutely wrapped with that. As that play was going on, Connor Ross was running kind of behind the play awkwardly. Is he still out? He might even still be out there.
He looked to have broken down completely when he
he's still out there.
Back at fullback.
He must have just copped a kick or something.
So back in the middle of the ground, Lynch knocks it down. Wood over the football, can't get it. Gleeson's kick was smothered going in. There was Trotter, the goal kicker, got it to Hibbins. They're playing beautifully at the moment, Collegians. Hibbins' kick goes to centre half forward. Tardif working hard, holding it up, and the umpire will come in and ball it up at centre half forward.
Well, it's been a quarter where the ability of the on-deck players of Collegians have given them opportunities.
Come through a bit, haven't they?
Just kept it down there and given them opportunities.
Lynch beautifully down to Jared Gleeson. Kick goes up towards Guineas, who takes a strong mark in the middle of the ground. Plays on immediately. Wheels and goes. Under it is Schultz. Schultz, no, can't get there. Punched away, might fall to Parks. Parks with pace, paddling the ball to the pocket. Is going to go backwards by hand, out to Jock. He's 55 from goal. Goes one way, then the other, then kicks to the pocket. Great kick. Oh, couldn't quite get there. Good pressure by Collegians. They might work it out through Cassidy. did really well around the boundary. Jock attacked the football. He's going to run out of room. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Good contest there. Cassidy's the loose man who caused that contest and then won the spill.
Just a little bit unfortunate there. Jock went to his left side, and if he'd gone to his right when he had it, he had Wood and Guineas on their own here in the centre, 30 metres out. He went the other way.
St Kevin's need a goal. They're 3 points down at the moment. Kanakis tackled high. Yes, said the umpire. Now he'll kick from 45 metres out. He's going to have to aim right post. He's got the carry?
No. Not with the wind the way it is.
Not with the breeze. So he's kicking into a breeze that he'll have to aim towards the top of the goal square.
I reckon if I was Cassidy, I'd be closer to that boundary line.
I'd also be wary of the crumb too.
Yeah.
So Kanakis, who kicked a goal in the first quarter for St Kevin's, this to put them in front right on half-time. The ball stays right up towards the top. Up they go. Brown went up. Couldn't take the mark.
Paid the free.
Free kick gone in the back against
Good
Gleeson
umpiring.
or Brown. And the
was.
free kick will go the way of Hibbins.
Against Gleeson.
Gleeson went up early, didn't he? Didn't take the mark. So Sam Hibbins kicks to the defensive side. 32 minutes gone. Waves over the top of Jock. Collegians get a great result.
Great kick. Hard line.
Over the line and out of bounds. It's St Kevin's 5-3, Collegians 5-6, 32 gone.
Back in beautiful sunshine conditions here at Trevor Barker Oval.
It's still the wind, Andrew.
And a bit going on still out there on the outer side of the ground. Thrown in. Pemberthy knocked it down. Jock gathers. Gee, picked it up. Strong tackle by Hilton though. And Jock's going to get a free kick for in the back on Hilton. So he can maybe get a chance for St Kevin's to get one last score before half-time. Clock says 32.5 minutes. He's got to go quickly. He's being slow. Plays on now. Tees it up to about 30 metres out. Gleeson at the back will fly from behind. Good work, Cassidy. Contested hard. And might be a free kick high. And it will be a free kick high going to St Kevin's. And the recipient will be Billy Kanakis. So just 25 metres out. Crooksy's marking it down for a goal.
Very optimistic.
That is second head high.
This should be a 6.
25 out. No more than a 5-degree angle. And the siren sounds for half-time. So that quarter going 33 minutes. And this for St Kevin's to kick their 5th goal of the term through Kanakis, who kicked their first of the day. Kick on its way. He's got Kanakis has got 2. St Kevin's finish the term with a goal. They go to 6-3-39 and they take the lead back at half-time of the grand final. Collegians 5-6-36 on the O'Donoghue's first national scoreboard.
It is just half-time, isn't it?
It is just half-time.
That was the end of the game.
It is just half-time. It's a 3-point lead to St Kevin's. Quickly, the goal kickers. Billy Kanakis that becomes the first multiple goal scorer for St Kevin's. Singles also to Mitch Brown, Cal Matheson, James Strauss and Ben Dowd. Whilst for Collegians, the only multiple goal kick, 2 multiple goal kickers there with Kenny Ong with 2, Alexander Croft has 2, and a single to Jake Trotter on 96.5 and 98.9. Back in a moment.
O'Donoghue's First National, leaders in residential real estate in Burundara and major sponsor of St Kevin's Old Boys. Looking to sell? Looking to rent? Or simply wanting to know what your home is worth? Call Jonathan O'Donoghue on 9882 3303 for a no-obligation free appraisal of what your home is worth, or visit o'donoghusfirstnational.com.au. O'Donoghue's First National Real Estate, 269 Camberwell Road, Camberwell, St Kevin's and station sponsor.
For over 28 years, Simpson Construction Company has developed an outstanding reputation, successfully developing a diverse range of complex civil works for business and government bodies, including the Victoria Park redevelopment, Frankston Bridge, the Flinders Pier reconstruction, water treatment facilities and storages, waste treatment plants and pump stations, pipeline, streetscapes and landscaping works. Simpson Constructions is also a proud sponsor of St Kevin's Old Boys Football Club and VAFA Football on 96.5 Inner FM.
Have a storage problem at your home or office? National Storage can help. With over 80 self-storage centres located right across the country, you can expect secure, clean and modern premises and a wide range of packaging materials on offer, together with a team of professionals trained in the exacting task of efficient and cost-effective storage. Each National Storage Centre reflects their commitment to quality, convenience and service. So call them today on 9885 7733 to discuss your storage needs. National Storage, 2A York Road, Glen Iris, St Kevin's and station sponsor.
The iconic Glenferrie Hotel has been revitalised. Renowned for providing the best pub food in Hawthorn, the Glenferrie Hotel also offers dedicated function spaces for all occasions and boutique accommodation in the heart of Hawthorn. Open 7 days a week, the Glenferrie Hotel promises to provide the best in food, beverage, functions and accommodation. It's the perfect place to enjoy a drink and a meal after the game. The Glenferrie Hotel, 324 Burwood Road, Hawthorn. Call them on 9818 6530 or visit glenferriehotel.com.au. St Kevin's and station sponsor.
Now back to the 96.5 VAFA Match of the Day.
It's the match of the year because the prize is Ultimate Glory in William Buck Premier Division 2017. And it's the raging hot favourites St Kevin's, 6-3-39, leading Collegians, 5-6-36. I think we've already had 4 or 5 lead changes so far. That second term, St Kevin's kicked 5 goals, Collegians kicked 3 into the breeze. Ken Petrucco, very even, great game of football. Who were your better players in the first half?
Well, let me say, first of all, a terrific game of football in very tough conditions. A lot of class out there on the ground with handling the conditions. I mean, the kicking for goal, you can make excuse for that because the wind's all over the place. But there's been some terrific play in general terms, and still it's anybody's game at this stage. The better players for the quarter again, I think quite a few of them. For St Kevin's again, Callum Matheson, Lachlan Sullivan, and Mitch Brown, Stephen Sellerbeck that quarter, Anthony Lynch that quarter, James Strauss and Tom Jock, who's got a bit of spark about his play, I must say. He will run the game right out too, and I think he might be a danger player. For Collegians, again, much similar to what we had in the first quarter. Kenny Ong, Pemberthy tried very hard for them as well. Sam Hibbins, always a good player. Alexander Croft, well, he's done a terrific job up forward on a day when forwards really don't get much of the ball when the conditions are like this. Courtney Hilton's worked hard. Dominic Russo, similar. Alistair Fay and Nicholas Dixon. But you know, there's a lot of players that have sort of filtered in and out of the better players as it goes. But given the conditions, those that have been among the best players in a half a game have done extremely well. Game's still wide open.
It is indeed, Ken. St Kevin's got away early. First goal of the quarter, 2 minutes in. And I think they'd actually kicked 2. No, then they...
I can tell you, so St Kevin's kicked the first of the game, followed by Collegians, then St Kevin's kicked the first of the second term, then Collegians, and St Kevin's kicked 2. So they kicked 3 of the first 4 in that term.
So there are a couple of times...
Then it was alternate goals the rest of the term.
There are a couple of times there where Collegians probably had the momentum to actually really do some scoreboard damage. Getting that first goal at the start of the second quarter, they really could have started to make something of building up a big score that would be difficult for Collegians to chase. But to Collegians' credit, they got a really good centre clearance and down to Alexander Croft, who took the mark and kicked the goal just to steady the ship there. But also, it was an important goal because what it actually said to the Collegians side was, hey, we can kick goals at this end of the ground. And I'd never underestimate an early goal into the wind if you're the side kicking into the wind, because last week we saw a situation where the Blues just couldn't kick a goal into the wind, and they should have. And had they kicked that first one, it sort of opens the door a bit. Then when Collegians, I'll start again. Then when St Kevin's did kick a couple of successive goals, again it looked like they might sort of break the game open. But once again, Collegians put their heads down, really went in hard for the ball, won the ball, zipped it around the place, kept possession, kept it out wide, and played some really good footy, trapped the ball in their forward line for periods of time, and ended up kicking 3 goals for the quarter. And they are very unlucky not to be in front at half-time. A really good effort. They dug deep and defended hard, and it is an interesting game. Pressure now on Collegians to mount a score in this quarter with the wind-favoured end, to kick a score with which they can defend in that last quarter. But of course, that's assuming that the wind maintains itself for the whole thing. It doesn't change around. But that's what's happening now, Paddy. I mean, I think if you go into both sides, what's going on in St Kevin's rooms and what's going on at Collegians' rooms coming out for the third quarter.
It's pretty similar. It's really even. I just chatting to a few people off air there that both sides are giving a reasonable account of themselves. They're both playing okay. They're playing well. It's really difficult conditions. I think we're probably underestimating how swirly it is out there.
It's unbelievable when you go out there.
Yeah. So I think both sides, I'd have to say both sides are playing pretty well.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's a shame, really. The wind is playing havoc with the way that teams want to probably play the game.
Yeah, it's not something that we're unfamiliar with in amateur football.
No. Last couple of years have been nice at Princes Park.
They have, but so I've credit to both sides. They're playing well. My instinct says St Kevin's have just got that there's that extra skill level that will kick enough goals to win the game. That's my instinct.
But Collegians have got fantastic skilled players as well that are getting around the ground and probably covering better ground than the St Kevin's midfielders. And in fact, it's the backline players of St Kevin's that are giving them the ball and getting them to use it. And then once they've got it forward, they've got goals from stop plays, stoppages, and they've taken advantage of it. Whereas the Collegians midfield is actually contributing more than the St Kevin's midfield.
And you would have mentioned just then that kind of the 50-50 ball. Collegians won their very fair share of it that quarter. And look, Pempathy's doing a really competitive job against Lynch, the conditions are made for Lynch today. And we have seen a goal or two from the stoppages, but Pempathy's doing a good job. And
he's giving him something to think about as well defensively.
He's touching the ball, isn't he, in play? And look, Cassidy was the loose man that quarter, as you said, called, starting really deep, and that probably worked. They got their 3 goals into the breeze with a loose man in defence, so it worked.
And keeping the ball on the deck, favouring the running ability of the forward line. It's someone I'd like to see a bit more out of. Is Will Tardif, and I was thinking in that quarter, would you be putting him back? He's just such a good user of the ball. I mean, he's been a great opportunist forward in the last couple of weeks.
Would you have him off the halfback?
Maybe, just because of his ball use. But against that, is there a matchup for him there?
Yeah, and I'm just thinking that the game's not going to open up like that.
And not enable him to
do you even change it, just at least for the centre bounces, have him starting behind the ball and let him run through the centre bounce?
Yeah,
so he gets it on the way through and delivers it to the full forward.
Yeah,
they're bypassing him as a forward to go to Croft, aren't they? So
and Croft's doing a great job, and he's playing in front. Is what he's doing. So he's caught probably Coates down there a couple of times by just playing in front, just taking a couple of good one-hand marks.
And Coates is an excellent defender.
Terrific, strong body,
yeah.
But it's not going to open up in the traditional manner that Collegians would like to by their attacking play off half-back. It's going to stay like this, and it's a terrific contest.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great contest. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back and preview the second half. That's the wrap for half-time there on 96.5 and 98.9 Inter FM. Back in a moment.
The Old England Hotel is Heidelberg's oldest friend. Established in 1848, it offers grand, luxurious surroundings, comfort, and old-fashioned hospitality. There's something for everyone. The award-winning bistro, dining room restaurant, gallery, functions and accommodation, club lounge, e-bar, and more. The Old England Hotel, 459 Lower Heidelberg Road, Heidelberg. Sponsoring the VAFA Match of the Day Best on Ground Award on 96.5 Inner FM.
Delios West & Co. are barristers, solicitors and financial advisors with offices in Fairfield, Thomastown and Eltham. They're experts in wills, probate and power of attorney. Delios West & Co. are always willing to give professional advice on all legal and financial matters. Selling or buying a house? Well, Delios West & Co. can make the trail through the minefield of settlement procedures as simple as possible. Call Delios West & Co. on 9489 7300.
Today's VAFA Match of the Day is brought to you by the St Kevin's Old Boys Football Club and their major sponsors. Simpson Construction Company, O'Donoghue's First National Real Estate, Whitbread Insurance Brokers, Mercedes-Benz Toorak, National Storage, Stockland, and the Glenferrie Hotel Hawthorn. St Kevin's Old Boys sponsoring the VAFA Match of of the day on 96.5 Inner FM.
Would you like to know how to save up to 50% off bank interest on your home and investment property loans? Or 50% off private health insurance premiums and the cost of family holidays? What about 50% off private school and tertiary HECS fees? Or 50% off aged care and trustee fees? You would? Then phone Ozfund Financial and Administration Services on 9489 7300 for a cost-free professional assessment. Ozfund, supporting local amateur football on 96.5 Inner FM.
Now back to the 96.5 VAFA Match of the Day.
Welcome back to our broadcast of the VAFA William Buck Premier Grand Final from Trevor Barker Oval at half-time. It is St Kevin's leading thanks to a goal after the siren from Billy Kanakis, 6-3-39 to Collegians 5-6-36. In that term, St Kevin's kicked 5 goals to 3. We've had a look at that term. Now it's time to take a quick look at how we might see the second half unfolding. We've been through the goal kicks, we've been through the better players. Paddy, how do you think the second half will go? More of the same, or will it break open as the teams tie?
I think it'll be more of the same. I think it'll be really, stay heavy and a lot of ground footy, a lot of stoppages, a lot of boundary throw-ins. I said earlier, I don't think it'll open up in the traditional way a game opens up, and which would suit Collegians if it did. I feel it's that's their game. So it's going to stay pretty tight, pretty structured. We've talked a bit about St Kevin's structure, and I feel as though as a group they are really well drilled, and they defend as a group very well. And look, Collegians, they'll just keep coming. So
and in reality, with St Kevin's, they've got some coaches on the ground. I mean, in Salopek calling the shots.
Brown.
Mitch Brown there.
Like 440 AFL games experience out there.
Yeah.
So
and Lynch too. I think I just don't see it opening up. To answer your question, Andrew, I think
is there a personnel change that could see the game be broken open at all?
No, but what I've got in my mind is, as we said before the game, those small Collegians forwards, if they can get some more crazy, quicker ball in, their ball in the first quarter was largely high ball. It's not their...
And fading out towards that pocket with the wind.
It's not their go. If they can just get some scramble ball in...
What about if they suck all the forwards up to the 50 and let there be a foot race back towards goal?
I'd much prefer that from a Collegians point of view.
But they would still have a gatekeeper back there.
So
They'd drop one back there to cut it off.
Yeah, and but I still think they, just something like that to use their leg speed. And look, Lockie Ferguson's been really well held. It's difficult conditions, and coming back from 3 months out of footy, second up.
Order to have an influence last week.
Yeah, so look, if from a Collegians point of view, I'd be looking at Tardif and Ferguson, the real class players in the front half, to stand up.
Thanks for that, Pat and John. We're going to take one final break. Back with the second half in a moment.
Whitbread Insurance Brokers is a wholly Australian-owned insurance broker with the kind of skills and passion that create enduring partnerships. Whitbread offer a full range of business, personal and strata insurance products, including motor fleet, public and product liability, home and contents, travel and property. Discuss your insurance requirements with Whitbread Insurance Brokers. Telephone 1300 424 627 or visit whitbread.com.au. St Kevin's and station sponsor.
To keep up with the latest from the VAFA, follow the VAFA on Twitter at VAFA_HQ, at facebook.com/VAFA.HQ, or head to our website vafa.com.au.
You're listening to the VAFA Match of the Day on 96.5 Inner FM and streaming at www.innerfm.org.au.
96.5, 98.9 Northwest FM scatters. The first half there.
Great contest. It is
a contest.
Really good footy. That quarter was amazing. We had 3 goals kicked in the first quarter. I thought the wind was stronger in the second quarter, and we had 8 goals kicked for the quarter. So, and you can see the way the wind got hold of the ball at that far end of the ground, that it's just such a swirly, unpredictable sort of thing. It doesn't matter how you kick it.
There's one thing that's very predictable about amateur footy in grand finals. I love the way the crowd moves from one end to the other.
Yeah. Well, you should have seen them.
You should have been here for the prelim final last week. It was hilarious because after 5 minutes, there's no quarter time breaks. They had to run around the outside of the fence to change it.
So you had one lot going around this side of the ground, the other lot going around the other side of the ground. It looked like it was a terrific sight.
Because you think, there's all the Collegian supporters up there and it's all St Kevin's. Here's the third term with Andrew Leonard.
On 96.5 and 98.9, we're underway in the third term. Just missing it, Mitchy. Kanakis came off centre half forward. He might still get a kick. Couldn't get it away. Jock gathers, got it to Matheson. Matheson running out towards half forward. Spears a beautiful pass to Parks and he marks on the lead. Couple of kicks from home. 39 playing 36 in the William Buck Premier Grand Final. Parks goes to the pocket, long. Backing back is Hibbins and he takes a really strong mark for Collegians. Left back pocket. Had numbers breaking out to the social club side of the ground. He doesn't want to go that way.
Yeah, it's a very, very relevant call, Andrew.
They've smothered him off the boot, Kanakis, and it might be 25. No, play on to the umpire. Kanakis kicks it round the corner, and the mark has been taken there by Wallace, and he can line up from 25 out on a slight angle.
Yeah, your point's right. They broke to this this grandstand side of the ground, but they haven't even looked to go that way all day. Both sides have been looking to go up the line, and the pressure came to bear on Hibbins then.
Awesome smother by Kanakis as well, though, Pat.
It's been good, very lively.
So, a kick from Josh Wallace. Saw his brother in the crowd earlier. He kicks from 35 and he's put it through.
Well done, what great skill.
Kick. So he gets the first. St Kevin's extend their lead to 9 points. They go to 7-3-45, leading Collegians. 5-6-36. That's on the Stockland scoreboard. Whitbread Insurance Brokers. We've played a minute 20 in this third term.
Great start from St Kevin's. The way that Wallace kicked that ball, what great skill it was. He really, dropped it really low and kicked it hard to kick a goal into this breeze 1 minute in. What's a terrific start from St Kevin's.
Just what Shannon Grant would have wanted. A goal to St Kevin's to take the margin out to 9. Collegians have to get the next one, you'd think. Courtney Hilton around the body. Wins the takeaway out of the centre, up towards half forward. Merritt charges through well on the left foot. Didn't get it as far only as Salopek. Came back to Courtney Hilton. He gets around one. Unloads to Tardif around the corner left foot. Had it smothered. Went back to Hilton for his third possession. In less than 30 seconds came to Critchley. Critchley goes back to Strauss and Strauss opens up beautifully
Jock's
out
on.
there to Gleeson. Now Gleeson goes to Tom Jock. He streams through in sunshine through the middle of the Trevor Barker Oval on the right foot. Kicks it backwards and out of bounds.
I don't think he meant to.
Unbelievable. That wasn't deliberate, was it?
No, I mean, Tom Jock is a remarkably skilled player. To see him on the burst like that and then pass it to the petrol station on the far side.
I was building up for him to do something special, and special it wasn't. But anyway, they still...
He blew off course as far as the ball did.
He did, didn't he? Ruck takeaway. Pemberthy wins it down. St Kevin's have numbers. They flick it out the back there. Collegians only as far as Strauss or Ross. Came to Russo. Russo to the double goal kicker in Kenny Ong. Ong gets towards half forward, punched away by the St Kevin's defender, endowed from Tardif. The ball came to ground. Merritt overran it. Russo got the football. He needed support. On that occasion, it was Ferguson. He went up and Tom Jock bounced it away. Came to Johnson. He went from 40, kicked and kicked a minor score for Collegians. They go on to 5-7-37. Trailing St Kevin's 7-3-45, 3.5 gone on the Stockland scoreboard.
Good opportunity there
Big
for Johnson.
opportunity. Wasn't it Will Johnson? A terrific kick.
But been up the other end of the ground all day. It's his first ping at the sticks. Close look at it.
Critchley kicks out for St Kevin's.
Beautiful kick again.
Good punch away. It was sort of a defensive punch away by St Kevin's, hoping for the boundary. Kanakis is wrapped up in a strong tackle there.
I keep thinking about an old St Kevin's boy that played for the old Zavs who would have just stood on the boundary line out there. I keep saying it, and that's what Michael Blood did in about 10 years of finals at Elsternwick Park. Just stand on that outer side.
And a point in that last bit of exchange of play forward was the lateral kick of Kenny Ong to Will Tardif. Yeah, just something that hasn't gone on so far in the game, and that is the way Collegians like to play. It was good to see him taking that risk.
Thrown in, Pemberthy, and they're going to call it back to have another throw in, I think.
It's spot on, John. They haven't played that angular style, your word, angular, that they've played.
Bring it across, and it eventually got there. Instead of it going into that area where St Kevin's had that loose man, it went across the ground, and Johnson backing it up, there he was, even though it wasn't the perfect kick to Tardif.
Brown and Gleeson stand without an opponent. It went straight to Gleeson. Hand pass out to Jock. Jock strongly tackled by Ferguson.
Trying to get into the game.
The little man Ferguson brought Jock down with ease. 37 playing 45. St Kevin's in front. Almost 5 minutes gone, third term. Thrown up, Lynch knocked it down to Gleeson, and Ferguson again, strong tackle.
It's his third involvement this quarter from a fellow that's been pretty quiet. He obviously is putting it on himself here to lift and give his side something.
Lynch again, knocked it down, this time stolen by Hibbins, couldn't get boot to ball. Crashing through Gleeson, hand pass came out to Jock. Jock fakes everyone and then runs off half back and kicks up towards centre forward. Good play in the middle of the ground there by St Kevin's. Knocked it to their advantage from Wallace. Came out the sideways. Schultz just missed getting his first kick there. He missed everything. Had a fresh air shot. Came out to Matheson. Went sideways, which could work out well for Strauss. Coming off the bench is Jason Selipek. Strauss could have left it for him. He didn't. He wanted the kick, and he got the kick down the line instead. And, good play by Collegians. They might get away with it. Fay got the kick away. Ross sits under it, and he takes a good mark.
Good mark again.
Gun mark by Connor Ross.
Some really
Injury
good play.
question mark, but he's standing up at the moment.
Strauss having some real influence with
He was
poise.
in shock when he looked at Jason Selipek coming off the bench before. Got it up to the big man, and Plugger's taken the mark. Now he's 50 metres out with this cross breeze.
It's a gutsy mark, actually. I mean, he had to go back with the flight of it. The ball was speeding with the wind.
And he chips it in beautifully short, and Matheson has taken the mark 40 metres out right in front of the Social Club.
No wind in the Social Club, Crooksy.
So you think you can just kick this one straight, John?
No, I was talking about inside
It's
it.
crowded.
The crowd inside
up
there. What wind they're saying in there?
It's a massive crowd in the Social Club.
Bit dry up there.
Callan comes in. Kicks, it's left to right, way across, and it ends up in the kiosk. So no change to the scoreboard. St Kevin's 7-3, Collegians 5-7, 6.5 gone. Third term brought to you by Whitbread Insurance Brokers.
You'd have to say the side going into the breeze, John, even though St Kevin's kicked 5 goals in the second, still Collegians probably had the quarter, and St Kevin's are in charge here.
Yep.
Throw in.
It's not an easy win
forward
to kick
pocket
goals
for St Kevin's. Pemberthy knocked it over the back, then smashes it forward about 15 minutes. There's Ferguson again. Got the ball stolen off him by Wood. Wood kicked around the corner to the pocket in the Schultz direction. Punch from Fay from behind. Jenkinson did well at the fall of the ball. Kick was punched away there by Gleeson. Here goes St Kevin's again. Jenkinson out to Apted. Apted off half back. Kicks it to the middle of the ground, and Critchley's going to mark unopposed.
So Critchley takes the mark.
System again,
he
Pat.
wanted to play on. His man wasn't looking, so he goes out wide to Lachlan Merritt. Merritt had one assistance. He went back inside to Strauss. Now Strauss is tackled high.
Good umpiring.
Threw it away
very
from
good
the boundary
really
line, and the umpire said it's deliberate.
Oh, you're kidding.
Wow.
Courtney Hilton only needs to ask, and he gets.
I thought the play on was fair enough. He dropped his knees, but the deliberate's another question.
So Courtney Hilton now
He's
run
gone.
down by Matheson. Pat Hawkins said he was gone. Umpire said play on in the shadows.
Try.
Mitch Brown got the try down.
A deliberate try.
Craig Bellamy would have been happy with that. And we'll get a throw in right in between the coaches' boxes. Shannon Grant right behind his line there, only a metre away from the ground. You think he'd love to still be on it as the ball goes back into play.
Thrown in, true centre wing. Lynch knocked it down beautifully.
Jump
Wood
up.
was held without it.
He was.
Didn't get the free. Ong over the football gets it.
Just looking forward, Singleton yet to have an impact at all on this game. A very difficult game for a marking centre-half forward.
Absolutely.
Maybe a spell in the ruck to relieve Pemberthy. Jason Selipek roved it best off hands. Out to Strauss by hand. Got it to Mitch Brown. He went backwards towards Matheson by hand. This is a good series.
Football.
Good chain of handballs. Out to Wood by hand. They kept going. Out to Kanakis. Runs to 50. Drills up to 40.
That is superb football, St Kevin's.
It's the play of the day so far. Comes out sideways. Wallace kicked it to Schultz in the goal square. It bounced in front of him, and we're going to have a ball up at the top of the square.
You asked me before the player that gave away a free behind the play. That's worse, I think.
That one?
Yeah, that's worse. That's lazy. Lynch's ruck work here out of the half back for them to explode out of the stoppage was brilliant.
And the vision.
Here he is, Lynch again. Taps it this time to the goal square. Might get through. He's going to kick a goal. Wallace gets the goal for St Kevin's. He made up for it. And he comes through and kicks their 7th. They move to 7-3-51, leading Collegians 5-7-37. Biggest lead of the game for St Kevin's.
So, Pat, do you drag him there? Because he was the lazy one, and he's fixed it up in 20 seconds.
I think he was happy to have a shot from there than what he was from 40 metres out.
He's kicked 2 in 9 minutes. I'm leaving him on, unlike the AFL. No, but can we just marvel again at Plugger's ruck work then? I mean, he created the clearance at half-back, and he created the goal from what I could see.
Yes, absolutely. He tapped it down.
And he's set up about 3 or 4 goals with his ruck work. Oh, hasn't he?
Yeah, there's at least one other up here.
Tireless all day. Plugger Lynch in the middle. Gets it down to Mitch Brown. Handball out, looking for Jason Salopek. On the left foot, he goes up towards the half-forward flank. Zimbach's working in hard. Dixon and Waterman in hard there for Collegians. And now they'll come away through Johnson. He unloads. Long bombs right up to a 2-on-1. Critchley's going to do the bopping up work at the back. He's got one in assistance. That's Chris Gleeson. Oh, he's got it!
There's a goal coming up.
Holding the ball. And Fraser Cameron will get the free kick on point-blank range.
I mean, great bit of play from Cameron, but it could have been in the back, holding the ball.
I think you've got to pay that bit of
70% holding the ball, 30% in the back, I think. He had his opportunity, didn't he, to get away?
That's the thing.
He certainly did.
It came from nowhere, Cameron. I mean, it was a great bit of play.
Big moment.
Fraser Cameron.
Yeah, it was.
The Rising Star nominee this year from Collegians will kick from point-blank range.
Don't say that. He's 12
he will.
metres
He's
out.
12 metres out. Can't possibly miss.
That's not point-blank range.
It is so. If you're a good footballer, he goes bang, puts it through. Collegians 6-7-43. St Kevin's 8-3-51. Good grand final brewing here 11 minutes into the third quarter.
I'll just repeat what we said at half-time. I think both sides are playing really well in the conditions. It's a tough game. It's the skill level's remarkably good. St Kevin's had a great patch of 10 minutes there. That moment for young Cameron to run him down in the goal square there, I think it was a free kick. I think the right call was paid by the umpire. Had his opportunity. They weren't happy. Critchley was complaining, but I think it was a fair tackle.
He came from nowhere.
Yeah,
and that's his man too that he's run down.
So it's good effort. A much needed goal, of course. Interesting, they're playing Ferguson really deep forward now. Some pressure.
Got to get that ball on the ground.
So thrown up in the middle of Trevor Barker Oval. Can Collegians go again? They go by Hibbins, who got the clearance off the hands of Lynch.
Got to get this to ground.
Tardif is at the fall of the ball. Well done by Merritt. Knocked it away from him.
Ferguson
Still Tardif going for it. Salopek's going to get there. Jason. No, Ferguson got there first, and he's going to get a free kick. No.
The first one. He paid the first one, I think.
For sliding in. So it's against Ferguson. He's slow to get up.
Parks helps him.
Yeah. And the free kick will go to Jason Salopek at half back. He kicks it down the line. Up to Lynch. Punched away from him. Fall the ball, St Kevin's. Well done by Dixon. Got the hand pass out. Came to Mitchie. Hand pass underground for Zimbach's. Just missed him. And we'll have a boundary throw and settling out of side of the ground. So back to an 8-point margin in favour of St Kevin's. They got out to 14 points, which was their biggest lead of the game.
Paddy, would you put a man back onto Critchley from the loose man up the other end? Is it Critchley down here on Croft? 3 of them?
You know what, maybe not. I don't.
Thrown in. Jason Salopek read it best. Hand pass to Strauss, just forced to slap it because he had someone on his hammer. Waterman was there. Little toe poke underground was good. Ends up with Hibbins. Kick over the top to Trotter. He's at centre half forward. He's got Johnson out wide of him. He'll go to Johnson still. He's still got Johnson if he wants him. He doesn't. He goes to this pocket though.
Turn around,
the attacking pocket. Kick. Cameron's going to take the mark. Really good kick.
Good luck kicking it from here.
So Cameron.
Very hard from here. The wind's just swirling around. And
man on the mark's a couple of metres in from the boundary.
John, I say no about the extra man. I just, Collegians, if they can just create ball, have an extra number at the footy a bit more, I think they can put their backs under pressure anyway.
Yeah.
So Fraser Cameron kicked a goal only a moment ago. 13.5 minutes in the third term. This to cut the margin back to 2 points. Kicks from about 35 metres. It's a lovely kick. It won't quite be the distance. Croft on the line, was trying to take the mark, but it was punched through by Coates, and we'll have only a minor score. So not back to 8 points, back to 7 points. It is now the margin.
Probably under-kicked it, but he got the win right. Yeah, he just needed to kick it a bit harder, but he got it right.
6-8 playing 8-3 on the Stockland scoreboard.
So Strauss, as he's done all day, unloads to the defensive or the Beach Road side of the ground. Packer players up. Lynch in front. Comes to Steve Salopek. He streams through in the sunshine. Goes over the top. Looking there for Dowd. Now he's got to be good because Waterman's on his hammer. Tried to run him down, then pushed him in the back. Merritt got the defensive handball away. For St Evans to Nick Wood. Russo did the tackling. Umpire said play on. It's lifted
Collegians.
a bit. Apted's got the football for Collegians. Right up to centre half forward. Cameron went up. Couldn't take the mark, and the umpires paid a free against him.
Fair enough, over his shoulder.
And that free kick will go back to Critchley.
And that's just contesting the ball.
And a 25-metre penalty.
Silly.
I think it might have been just one of those unrealistic attempts.
Yeah, he went over the top of his shoulder. I don't have a problem with the free kick.
So Critchley will unload from centre half back for St Kevin's. They lead by 7 halfway through the third term.
Critchley goes wide to Merritt, which is this beach side of the ground. We haven't seen much footy this side. Merritt goes long down the line, hugs this side of the ground, which is great, although the ball just, with the weight of the wind, sends it back to centre half forward. Sullivan and Matheson could have raffled it. Matheson took it, kicked it to the pocket, and Parks running towards goal, running, dribbling a goal. He dodged around 1, dodged around 2, then kicked the goal. 9-3-57 St Kevin's. They get one back quickly. Collegians 6-8-44. Stockton scoreboard.
Sorry, Andrew, how fast is Parks?
It's quick.
Very
Takes
quick.
off, doesn't he?
It's just like the second quarter. There's been 4 goals kicked this quarter in 15 minutes, and
I think St Kevin's
They've
accuracy.
adapted to
good
the
footy.
conditions, yeah.
St Kevin's accuracy is amazing in these conditions. 9 goals, 3. It's just terrific.
it's a really good point scatters there.
One of them rushed, so
Good opportunities they're giving for themselves, getting it in close to goal.
Here comes Mitch Brown, just in front of us, coming to this back to play free.
12 scoring shots to 14, yet
Here,
St Kevin's
Strauss has
lead
got to
by
pick up
13
Ferguson.
points. Hibbins wins it out to Apted for Collegians. Merritt got it off the half volley. Up there Waterman, but now charging through Salopek. Salopek gets the handball away to Josh Wallace inside.
Dowd's
Lockie
injured.
Sullivan went looking for Kanakis. Waterman nearly turned it over for Collegians. Big pack of players. Billy Kanakis on the bottom of the pack for St Kevin's.
Dowd.
And we're waiting.
Dowd's hobbling off.
And we're still waiting, and finally we get a ball up.
In fact, Dowd was getting attention on the boundary line to an ankle or something earlier, and he just came back on, and he's now off again.
And headed into the rooms.
Umpire puts the ball up into the air. Big pack of players around it. Apted wrapped up in a tackle by Matheson.
Young Waterman, John, for Collegians, the number 20 on the wing, just had to body the ball the last 2 contests he's been to. He's run past it.
Apted gets it away. Over the top of Merritt.
Free
kick paid. Went down towards Merritt. He went over the top.
Bounce.
He flipped it to Wallace. He went to
Kanakis.
Kanakis bounces it across the face of goal and through for the 4th minor of the day for St Kevin's. On a 9-4-58, Collegians 6-8-44. Kanakis has 2 goals, 1.
I must say that back to that mark infringement on Critchley a while ago. It was a really costly error from Collegians in giving that 25 away.
Johnson goes long, but what a mark in the middle of the ground from Mitch Brown. Superb mark, falling backwards, took the marks. And allows St Kevin's to set up and go again. He was going to play on by a hand. He eventually did, back to Ross. And Ross kicked off a step out wide, and it's an ugly kick, and it goes over the bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Very rare that we've got the ball out of bounds on this side of the ground. I think this
Multiple
umpire
times, yeah.
would have thought I don't have to do anything this quarter.
They're creating a lot of opportunities, St Kevin's, in this quarter.
Looking really dangerous, aren't they?
are.
Forwards up.
Thrown in. No one won the contest there. Jock, who's been in everything today, has the football, and he's wrapped up in a tackle by Singleton, who's relieving in the ruck for a 5-minute burst or so. Singleton against Jock. No one won that. Cassidy won the football for Collegians, kicked it forward up towards centre half forward. Brown came through and thumped it away. Strauss got boot to ball, kicked it to the middle of the ground. Bounce eludes everyone. Fahey mops up for Collegians, kicks it around the corner in the direction of Mitchie at half forward. Bouncing ball, Mitchie might gather now, he does. He wants to get back onto his right foot, does so, then sends it in. Ong's on his own, as is Croft, and Croft's going to take the mark. No, punched away from him. Couldn't haul it in, he's hurt Croft.
Needs to get up.
Going down is Merritt.
Holding the ball. It's Pate holding the ball.
Holding the ball against Merritt. And we're going to have a free kick for Cameron, and Croft's still down.
So it'll be 3rd shot for the quarter. And again, it's not an easy one.
So Cameron will kick from about 30 metres on a 45-degree angle.
Oh, Crofton want to be careful.
Yes, exactly, Pat.
Crofton Wood going at it.
They're probably just having a go at him for dropping the mark he should have taken.
Did Croft nearly have enough purchase on that mark?
Almost. In the meantime, Cameron hasn't worried about what's going on around him. He's walking in towards goal. A desperately needed one for Collegians. He's kicked one this term, and he kicks on away, and it's a minor score. He's pulled it to the left-hand side.
Can't take enough steps then.
So Cameron has 1 goal, 3 for the afternoon. Collegians 6 goals, 9:45, trailing St Kevin's by 13 points, 9-4-58. 19 and a half minutes gone on the Stockland scoreboard for Whitbread Insurance Brokers.
You'd think Collegians have to be in front at three-quarter time, so they've got 10 minutes to do a bit of work. Punched away by the St Kevin's players over the line and out of bounds. They've kicked 3 goals to 1 to the non-scoring end in this premiership quarter. Ball about to be brought back in. Beach Road side of the ground, half-forward flank for Collegians. Lynch up in front. Hibbins tries to blast away. He's tackled by Mitchell Brown. He got the handball out the back. Coming through hard there was Russo. He got the handball to Ong. His Ong tackled high. Had no opportunity, said the umpire, and will get a ball up nearly in the middle of the Trevor Barker Oval.
Great tackle from Wood that time.
Yeah, he's ready for him, wasn't he?
Collegians try and break it away. Salopek taps it out, looking for Sullivan. He can't get it. Merritt's behind Ferguson.
Back.
Pushed in the back, yes, said the umpire, and Lockie Ferguson will get the free kick.
He's working
He's
hard,
saying, give
Cooksey.
it.
He's trying
Ferguson,
hard.
yes,
Yeah.
coming right into the game. So Ferguson unloads deep up towards the full forward line. Tardif in front. Punched away from him. Came to Mitch Brown. He got a quick handball away.
Oh, no.
Around the body. Bouncing sideways for Collegians. Still in play now. Run out by Jared Gleeson. No, said the umpire, had no opportunity and will get us throw in. So we'll get us throw in right next to the goal post. Collegians attacking. 21 minutes gone, third quarter.
All players within about 50 metres of this ball. Less.
It's like under 10s. Comes in.
Get used to it.
Around there, Mitch Brown tried to kick it out. Only went as far as Mitchie. Mitchie's gone close, but Mitchie's missed to the right, 1 minor score. 6-10 Collegians inaccurate. St Kevin's accurate, 9-4.
Decent purchase on that kick, didn't he? Around his body. I thought it might have been touched, actually.
They could do with a lift from Viv Mitchie too.
Yeah, they need the next goal.
Strauss comes to this near side, unusual from the kick in. Front spot there, working hard. Cameron, gee, he's played a really good quarter, Cameron. Good tackle on Sullivan, crashing through Matheson. Cameron at the bottom of the pack has the ball in his hands and he's locking it in.
Is that you, Ken?
It's a record. I think someone keeps putting a record on. Yeah.
Umpire throws it in the air. Gee, Singleton's jumped all over the back, and he's going to get a
he's
free
played
kick
shepherding
against Lynch. I thought it was going to be a free kick to Lynch, but Singleton instead gets the free kick for shepherding in the ruck. So, Lynch stands about 53 metres out on the mark, and Singleton's lining up like he's going to have a shot. He's got no chance of making the distance, you'd think.
Careful.
Got to start way right.
He sets it up to about 20 metres out from goal. Fly from behind came from Hibbins, couldn't get there first to the ball. It's a race between Tardif and Ross and Kanakis as well. Tardif did really well, dived on it, tried to hold it in. He's got 3 to beat Tardif, and he did really well to hold it up for a ball up at left half forward for Collegians.
Be very happy St Kevin's here. 12 points up, 23 minutes gone in the third quarter into the breeze.
Big quarter by the Scobbers. Pemberthy gets it around the corner there. Croft up there at Critchley. And this time he stands firm and takes the defensive mark. Right in the back pocket. Defensive side of the ground. He's looking at coming more positively. Goes back to the team structure and wobbly kicks it to Sullivan. So it wasn't perfect in execution, but it was perfect in result.
It's got the answers, haven't they, a bit? Even just positioning, tumbling kick like that.
And the youngster Lachlan Sullivan goes out there to Kellen Matheson. Slowing up play now, St Kevin's. Matheson out of side of the ground. He kicks a high tumbling punt beautifully to Sullivan. So Sullivan coming right into the game now, up looking for Wood. He's got Strauss in support. Strauss right in the centre of the ground. No real pressure. Now he unloads to the positive side. Schiltz still looking for his first disposal. Collegians working back through Johnson. He gets an ordinary handball away there under
Just
the pump.
a handball.
Got it to Hibbins. Hibbins went out looking for Mitchie. Mitchie's got to be clean. He kicks it off the ground. St Kevin's still putting the pressure on. Around the body kick there by Collegians, and a mark's going to be paid. And that mark will be paid there.
Yep.
To Johnson.
Cassidy. Cassidy. Came from Hugh Johnson. Short to Mitchie. Down the line. He's got Waterman on and takes the mark. He needs to find more of the ball. Gee, his kick was hurried and he's kicked it up in the air. Cameron at the back might work out for him. It bounces over. Critchley with him as well. We'll have a ball in just inside, attacking 50 for Collegians. Desperately needing a goal. They've only managed one this term via Fraser Cameron, who ran down his opponent in the goal square. Throw in. 12 points the margin in favour of St Kevin's. Pemberthy knocks it down. 25 minutes gone in the third. Matheson got boot to ball. Out to Waterman. He just waited for it. And then he takes Kanakis high.
Very lazy.
Yeah.
Bad couple of minutes for that kid.
Kanakis has the free kick at half back after he got claimed high by Waterman. Goes to Merritt, sideways with a short pass. So it's really slowed down the game in the last 10 minutes or so.
By St
Kevin's, who are controlling the contest. Merritt goes down the line, up towards the Lynch direction. Big fly from behind is punched away by Schultz, and we'll have a boundary throw in centre wing on the beach side of Trevor Barker Oval. 26 minutes gone in the third term at St Kevin's by 12 points in the grand final.
Just not able to get in control of the ball at all, Collegians. They've been able to do it the last couple of weeks, but today they've struggled to get...
Lynch once again, big takeaway. Mitchell Brown runs onto the football. He now tries to kick it off the ground, has an airy. St Kevin's work back hard. And it's a tie, and we'll get a ball up. That boundary's thrown right in front of an animated Shannon Ground. He's certainly right into the game. As Sam Hibbins wins the takeaway, only as far back there as Salopek. He goes handball backwards to Merritt. Merritt swings around the body, punched away from Mitchell Brown by the Collegians defender, but only as far as Lachlan Sullivan. Sullivan drives it up towards the half-forward line. Ends up with Mitchell Brown. Good handball to Matheson. Matheson drives up looking for Schultz. He's behind his man. And that's Johnson. And Johnson's led him in the race to the ball all day. And we'll get a ball up. 40 metres out from the St Kevin's goal. They lead by 12 points at the 26.5-minute mark.
Thrown up. Oh, great knock by Lynch again. Slaps it back towards goal. Off the last line of defence, Will Johnson. He disposed of it incorrectly. Yeah. And we'll have a free kick to St Kevin's. To Brown, I think it's going to be that'll take it.
Well, St Kevin's just grinding away at Collegians and opening them up in a team sense. They really can't get anything.
They're just so solid. They're just so solid, and as you say, Collegians haven't got their hands on the ball. They're not linking with possession at all.
Can't hold on to it for too long.
Mitch Brown was, forward momentum out of that stoppage again.
So Brown will kick from about 30 metres on a 45-degree angle. He kicks it and kicks beautifully for a goal.
Good kick.
He's got 2 today, Mitch Brown. And St Kevin's have 10. 10-4-64. Collegians 6-10-46. 27 minutes gone in the third term for Stockland Scoreboard, Whitbread Insurance Brokers.
Yeah, well, that's a game-winning lead in my book at this stage.
Yeah, obviously 28 minutes gone. St Kevin's still into the breeze. They're doing a lot right. They're controlling the tempo of the game when they need to.
And just cutting them off.
And they've looked the more dangerous. The forward thrust this quarter just look better.
3-point lead at half-time now to an 18-point lead as Collegians through Penberthy come out of the middle. And he bombs long and left. And out of bounds on the full, but gee, went a long way. The kick there by Tom Penberthy. And Critchley will bring the ball back in for St Kevin's. As Pat said, we've gone 28 minutes in this third quarter. Collegians desperately need probably 2 goals to have any chance, you'd think. Critchley into the breeze. Penberthy dropped the mark on that occasion. Ball comes to ground. Charging through Dixon. Got a handball away. Guinea's applied the tackle there.
Guinea's another one today. Hasn't been able to get into the game.
No, they're just they're really sticking to their structure. They've got one player forward of the ball basically here, and the rest are around the stoppage.
Penberthy knocks it down to Gleeson. So with a minute to go in the third quarter, obviously Collegians need a goal, guys, but what changes can they make to try and get some momentum into the game?
Well,
we might get another stoppage here. You can let us know.
Well, I think that St Kevin's took the initiative in this game by getting the ball up close to their goals. Most of their shots for goals in this quarter have been right up almost on the goal line.
It's true. Pempathy knocks it down. Hilton just got boot to ball. Mitchie got pushed off it by Brown. Feigning for a free kick, and he's going to get the free kick as the Collegians player on the ground, still rolling around. Zimbax, is it?
Apted.
No, it's Zimbax who's on the ground.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
hurt. Yep.
He is.
But Apted's got the ball in hand.
Been quiet today, Apted.
Yeah, and they're
signalling
they want a trainer out there. So he's in a lot of pain, is Trent Zimbax.
He's had an interrupted year, Zimbax. I think he's had a hamstring and an ankle this year and missed a heap of footy. He's only played about 9 games, I think.
That looks like a recurrence.
He's done something here.
Yeah. Yep. He's in a bit of pain, is Trent Zimbax. Co-captain with Courtney Hilton of Collegians.
That'll be a blow, although it would seem that Ben Dowd is...
He's being carried off at the moment, Trent Zimbax. So 10-4-64 to 6-10-46, 18-point margin. As, the applause is for Trent Zimbax as he gets carried from the ground. We are at the broadcasting at the moment from the Collegians supported end of the ground at this stage of this term.
Well, he's going that far. We could have got a cab for him.
Apted has the free kick in play, so kicks to the top of the square. Mitch Brown flew for it, couldn't bring it down. Out of the pack, kick was smothered from Cassidy.
Ooh.
Good tackle by
Took him on.
Merritt
He took him on.
Yep, he's going to get the free kick.
Merritt, no dusty.
Yeah, holding the ball, and good play by Waterman as Merritt tried to take him on.
Crofton
Tried
want to
to
be
do the
careful
dusty,
again.
the fend off, and just got caught.
So Waterman wasting no time, running in and kicking a floating ball through for a minor score only.
Wow. At the
bad
30-minute mark.
Yeah, 31-minute mark of the third term, 6-11-47. Collegians, St Kevin's 10-4-64. Stockton scoreboard.
Disappointing finish there by the boy from Vermont in Waterman. And the ball about to be brought back in now by Steve Salopek, who goes to the outer side as usual, as they've done all day. Punched away. Kenny Ong started the game on fire with a couple of goals.
Terrible miss that, really. It just didn't take the time on it. He's had a really disappointing quarter.
A quarter that went 31-25, and it was a quarter won by St Kevin's into the breeze. They kicked 4 goals, 1 to go to 10-4-64. Collegians kicked nearly the opposite, 1 goal, 5 to go to 6-11-47. 17 points the margin at three-quarter time. Goal kickers for St Kevin's, 2 each to Mitch Brown, Billy Kanakis, Josh Wallace. Singles, Ben Dowd, James Strauss, Talon Matheson and Henry Parks. Whilst for Collegians, it's 2 each to Sander Croft and Kenny Ong. Singles to Fraser Cameron and Jake Trotter. Back after the break on 96.5 and 98.9.
Whitbread Insurance Brokers is a wholly Australian-owned insurance broker with the kind of skills and passion that create enduring partnerships. Whitbread offer a full range of business, personal and strata insurance products, including motor fleet, public and product liability, home and contents, travel and property. Discuss your insurance requirements.
Grove, Richmond is the dedicated service and parts centre and Mercedes-Benz certified pre-owned showroom displaying an extensive range of certified pre-owned vehicles. Experience the Mercedes magic for yourself. Phone 8825 5000 or visit mbtourak.com.au. Mercedes-Benz Tourak, St Kevin's and station sponsor.
Stockland is the largest diversified property group in Australia, with more than $15.8 billion of real estate assets. Stockland own, manage and develop shopping centres, logistics centres and business parks, office assets, residential communities and retirement living villages. Founded in 1952, Stockland today leverages their diversified model to help create thriving communities where people live, shop and work. To find out more, Visit stockland.com.au. St Kevin's and station sponsor.
O'Donoghue's First National are leaders in residential real estate in Burundara and major sponsor of St Kevin's Old Boys. Looking to sell? Looking to rent? Or simply wanting to know what your home is worth? Call Jonathan O'Donoghue on 9882 3303 for a no obligation free appraisal of what your home is worth, or visit o'donoghusfirstnational.com.au. O'Donoghue's First National Real Estate, 269 Camberwell Road, Camberwell, St Kevin's and station sponsor.
Now back to the 96.5 VAFA Match of the Day.
Grand final day, St Kevin's 10-4, Collegians 6-11, but the highlight of the grand final for me is having Ken Petrugo back on board. So Ken, give us your best players for the first three quarters.
Thank you very much, Michael. I just thought that, again, St Kevin's did the job by getting the ball very close to the goal line before they had shots for goal, and that paid dividends that quarter. They looked very, 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 very strong, and they were well led in that department by a number of their better players for the quarter. For the quarter there, I thought the standouts were Lachlan Sullivan, who's been very good all day, and Mitch Brown, another very talented player. Steve Salopek was an absolute pain in the neck for the opposition in that quarter, set many things up for them. Anthony Lynch worked hard for them. Of the other players, I'll mention Tom Jock because he's been damaging at different parts of the game and never gives the game away. Of the other players, I thought Connor Ross and Josh Wallace contributed in that quarter. For Collegians, much harder to find them, but I thought that Sam Hibbins stuck at his task as he's done in most games that I've seen him play. Was probably their best player in that quarter. I found it difficult to put too many in there. Alistair Fay has tried hard for them, and that quarter, of course, as we all noticed, Lachlan Ferguson was finally getting much of the ball, and the other player to impress was Fraser Cameron.
Our learned trio of experts, Pat, Glenn and John.
I think Ken's point's exactly right. I'm struggling to find a Collegians player, boys, who's actually really influencing the game and having an impact on the game.
Had bits like Ferguson had a great sort of 5 minutes there, but he missed the goal.
Just his effort. He got tackled and worked hard.
Whereas the St Kevin's guys, whereas the St Kevin's guys they're just everywhere. I thought that quarter in particular, I thought Strauss was sensational. He just seemed to bob up everywhere and use the ball really well, which is very, very hard in these conditions. So,
and look, Lynch continues to be a huge force in the ruck. Just that momentum on a day like today out of the stoppage. I know as an opposition coach, you're like, you just got to stop that momentum. It's forward momentum constantly, and it's hard to combat. And
how is he so good when he's not big enough to be a real good ruckman?
Well, he's big enough one way, but he gets around the ground.
It's called the art of rucking, right? He doesn't go
I agree.
It's artistry as a ruckman.
It is.
It's fantastic.
He gets them all the context.
And he gets better. He's got better over the years at it. He's fantastic.
Look, just their work set up behind the ball, Critchley, Brown, around the back of the stoppage, and
Ross.
They're all been terrific. Merritt had a good quarter. Good quarter.
We've got him down there too.
St Kevin's are broken up. We'll take a quick break. Be back with more.
Break.
Welcome back to Trevor Barker Oval on 96.5 Inner FM. I've been out at the huddles at three-quarter time. Shannon Grant was saying things like, let's just keep it a contest. Let's just keep the game a contest. We're happy the way it's been playing. He said it was an outstanding quarter. If they get on a run, he was very much saying that it's up to Critchley to set up and set up that extra man behind the ball and stay composed. At the other end of things, Shane Joyce was more about give me the two stats that we want. We want to see a tackle from everyone, and we want to see. I couldn't quite hear what the other stat was, but it was something along the lines of, give me those two things. And
A goal,
maybe a goal. But I says, I want everyone on the ground to contribute those two things, and we'll be right in this contest, whichever way we go. But he was more talking about, let's get one goal on the board and see if we can generate some momentum out of that.
John, Pat, can you see a blowout occurring here, or do you think Collegians can hang in?
It's on the cards.
I've got the sense of this St Kevin's juggernaut just brimming, the steam's coming off the top of the pot. I can just feel it brewing. They won't look back from here, I don't think.
Pat, if you were coaching Collegians now, what would you do in the first 5 minutes?
Oh, I just reckon St Kevin's have been just so dominant for stretches around the ball, just in close. They just got to get it forward, open it up.
Here's Andrew Leonard.
For National Stories, the final term of season 2017 is underway, and it's a bit of a maul at the bottom of the pack, and a free kick's been plucked out. No, the umpire's going to ball it up for a second time.
5-man forward line for St Kevin, so they've dropped one back, trying to secure the game and get better ball out of their back half.
Pembethy knocked it down. Tardif got a kick out of the middle, knocked off by Dowd. Got it out to Wood. Wood's kick to the flank, and Sullivan, who gathers beautifully on the bounce. And he got tackled, and he's been done for holding the ball. Oh, sorry, it wasn't Sullivan, it was Guineas, rather. Sorry about that. Fay was the recipient of the free kick.
He's had a good final series, Fay.
Kicks long down the line, Fay, up towards Pembethy. Knocked away by Lynch at the back of the pack. Dowd has been industrious early in this last quarter, finds Mitch Brown.
He's everywhere.
Yep. Looked to play on a couple of times, Mitch Brown. Apted was aware of it. That's almost 25 for how close the Collegians player ran past him. Wow, look at that penetration on the kick. Right to the goal line. Kanakis at the back. He should have let it go through. He didn't in the end. It went through for a minor score, only offhand.
Not if you're a small opportunist forward. You do not let it go through. You have a chance.
That's my job, and I'm doing it.
They get the first score of the final quarter of 15 seconds in, 10-5-65 to 6-11-47. That's on the Glenfrey Hotel scoreboard.
So Will Johnson brings the ball back in beautifully on that occasion, and he finds Fraser Cameron.
The mongrel kicks have worked well today, actually.
Very well. Fraser Cameron's going to the outer side, defensive side.
Just get it down there.
Mitch has got the football.
Centre field, Pat.
Viv Mitchie, no.
The centre field.
How do we describe that one? He was just about to run and drop the ball over the line.
I think he thought he might try and bounce it or whatever, but
I think he's got the ball.
Had the ball, centre corridor, outside the 50.
Once they got the kick down there, it's probably trying to play it through, aren't they?
Get it through quick and see what happens down there.
I think so.
In the situation
when
they're
your
in.
prize recruit does that, you're probably in a bit of trouble. Now the boundary umpire's been told to throw it in again. Well, I think we know it's going to fall short, don't we, into the breeze? I would have thought you just play on. Anyway.
Got to make up 3 goals. You've just got to move it.
St Kevin's have Critchley free.
Punched away Pemberthy, comes to ground, ends up with Apted, goes across his body. The ball pushes and pushes and pushes wide. Salopek takes the mark. Andor out of bounds on the full.
Which is what Shannon Grant wanted, Pat.
Yeah,
Critchley free.
It was out of bounds on the full, and Steve Salopek's got the ball. He elects to keep it to the defensive side and finds Plugger right on the boundary line. So Lynch has got the football just forward of the centre. Now he keeps it very, very wide. Be an idea if they actually came at the goals. And he kicks it out of bounds on the full in front of Kanakis, and the penalty free kick will go back there to Johnson.
St Kevin's would love to play the quarter back and forth on that far side. The Collegians going to have to find a way just to try and open the game up.
Well, you may as well risk losing by 6 goals than trying to only lose by 13 points or something like that. Crashing through.
What's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
still play on. Sorry, the umpire hasn't called a stoppage there. It looked like it was going to be called. Sam Hibbins was caught by Dowd. He was dispossessed. A strong tackle there on Apted. He's not going anywhere. We'll have another ball up.
Something I meant to mention earlier with the match-up today. We've got the side that's won the most A-grade Premier Division flags playing against the side yet to get there. Get there first.
Lynch slaps it inside, attacking 50. First to it's Gleeson. That's Jared Gleeson. Couldn't quite get it. Look at that from Sullivan. Spun out of trouble, picked it up beautifully, and then kicked it out of bounds on the full.
another scoring opportunity from forward momentum out of the hit.
Which is what Collegians need to get it at that end so they can have those sort of opportunities.
18 points the margin, St Kevin's leading.
So trying to control the
So
ball.
Collegians bomb the ball back into this breeze. Jock went up high, didn't take the mark, came to Wood. Wood got it back to Dowd. Dowd runs to 50. He unloads to the southern end. And just misses to the left. 10-6, 66 St Kevin's. 6-11, 47 Collegians. Margin 19, 3 minutes gone, final term.
Johnson to himself, then kicks to the beach side of the ground, and the kick is marked by Connor Ross. Hand passes to Sellerpeck, got caught with it. Hand pass to Dowd, who's been really busy. Back to Ross by hand. Off a step, kicks up towards the pocket, and leading out, taking the mark is Will Johnson in front of Schultz.
What a beautiful chest mark that was. Wasn't it? You don't see that much, just the classic chest mark in a pack like that.
Johnson takes the mark and kicks it out. Again towards the Pemberthy Hilton direct. Hilton's front spot's got spoiled by Pemberthy in the end. Crashing through Merritt. Strong tackle put on him. Not going anywhere. Comes out to Apted, who's trying to lift for his side. He's wrapped up by a couple of SKOB's players, and will have a ball up on the point of the centre square. Right half forward for St Kevin's, leading by 19 points in the William Buck Premier Grand Final.
So Collegians hanging in there, but that's the best we could describe at the moment. As these two tireless ruckmen go at the football again. Pemberthy tackled high by Jared Gleeson. And one of Ken's favourites will get the football. He'll get up and then just run off. Run himself and then kick long with a helicopter kick, but turned over.
To Critchley.
With the mark taken back there by the man designated with the job in Critchley. Critchley scissor kicks it back towards Big Plugger. And Lynch takes the mark right on the corner of the square at half forward. He's got the wind behind him. Chips beautifully to Henry Parks, who was lurking in the pocket. And Parks takes the mark.
Made a difficult ball.
He's got Sellerpeck on over the top here.
Really great
It's
selection,
just creeping
subtle
forward.
kick.
So Henry Parks will kick from 30 metres out.
This could be the damn wall breaker.
An awkward kick, even though he's got the wind at his back. It will push big right to left. As Parks has to start right side. The margin at the moment is 19 points. This to take it to a game high 25. He unloads to the Sortner end, and it just hangs to the right, and one minor score. 10-7 to 6-11, margin 20. Parks has 1 goal, 2.
Hugh Johnson to kick in.
Apted.
Apted rather. And Hilton dropped the chest mark. Matheson came through. Hand pass partially smothered. It's chopped off by Fay. Hand pass out to Hilton. Left there for Cameron. Cameron went to hand pass to Hilton. Knocking it off was Parks. And Ferguson there sees it over the boundary line. It's up to centre wing. Margin's 20 points in the William Buck Premier Grand Final on the Glenfrey Hotel scoreboard. 6 minutes gone.
And Collegians not able to get near their goals at this stage.
Not past and a half forward, have they?
Final quarter of the grand final. Pemberthy, beautiful knockdown to Ong, who had a good start to the game, but has gone quiet since then. Punched away from Singleton. Fall of the ball, his Merritt tried to slap it away. Mitchie's got Jock with him. Jock and Mitchie, still Jock and Mitchie. Mitchie one out, Jock ran past it. Mitchie's tackled though. Strong tackle by Chris Gleeson, and will have a ball up in front of the Glenfrey Hotel scoreboard. 10-7, 67 to 6-11, 47.
If they fall over, they won't fall on the ground because they're blowing away from the ground there on the Beach Road side. Collegians got to pull a miracle out now. Merritt around his body. Up towards Schultz, so the ball eludes him. Johnson's done a great job on him. Ducks back. Schultz pushes him off the contest, but the ball beats them both over the line and out of bounds. I think that's where the ball's been most of the day, in front of that billboard media sign this end, but out of bounds.
Effectively, Collegians have got to kick half their tally of goals for the whole day to just get on level terms, so it's a huge ask for them into the win.
Scoring. And in the first 7 minutes, St Kevin's have had most of the play in this final term for season 2017. Collegians trying to win it out. A bit of pinball. Hilton, bottom of the pack, can't take it. And he dives on top of his St Kevin's opponent.
The biggest challenge for Collegians is to break open this
game.
ruck, this stoppage after stoppage, and St Kevin's numbers around the ball as the coach asked them for.
And Gleeson thriving on the stoppages that came back there to Wallace. He got the handball away, looking for Wood, couldn't do so.
Good throw.
Pemberthy flipped it up to Apted. Apted went long, up towards the half-forward line.
Oh, there he is again.
Number 11, Critchley's pretty good at taking the intercept mark and does again.
So it's almost getting to the stage of you just can't have that if you're Collegians.
He's doing the Salopek.
Sends it long to full forward at the back, mark to Mitch Brown. He's been paid the mark.
That's fair enough, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. He's kicked two, one in the second and one in the third has Mitchell Brown. Was runner-up in the Woodrow Medal count with a host of others on Monday night. He's had a really good year in his first year in William Buck Premier.
Yes, he's certainly been a good player all season. And had more influence as it's gone along since he's moved into the middle.
Yep.
There'll be a fair bit of excitement in this St Kevin's crowd if he puts this through. They will be brimming.
Snatching him from the
so 8.5
clutches
minutes
of West
into the
Coast.
last to extend the margin to 26 points. Mitch Brown kicks a minor score only. It's extended to 21 points. He's got 2 goals, 1 today. And on the Glenfrey Hotel scoreboard, 10-8-68, St Kevin's. Collegians 6-11-47. As I mentioned, just coming up to 9 minutes in the final quarter.
Goalless final term so far.
Oh,
as Will Johnson goes very, very, very far too wide. And
he had a few. He had a few going up the middle then. About 3 or 4 players converged.
They've got to go up the middle
stop
now.
Defending,
I mean,
they have to.
You've got to cash in your chips and just go all in, and they're not
let,
doing it. At
let
the
off the hook with a couple of set shots. They've just got to throw caution to the wind.
Well, as I said, I'd even think of just going 6-on-6 here and having Critchley manned up.
Critchley's got the ball, kicks up looking for Guineas in front. Punched away by Fahey. Ball comes to ground. Salopek got the handball to Lockie Sullivan. He tried to break a tackle. Umpire said dispossessed.
The rate that the ball is coming in, which is slow up this end of the ground, their loose man back here is having no effect at all because there are such numbers there.
And it's not creating any run and link.
Nothing.
Apted's got the ball for Collegians, and guess what? He goes to the defensive side again.
Too easy to
Salopek
defend.
in front.
Too easy
Punched
to
away
defend.
by Critchley. Ball comes to ground. Collegians have a number through Cameron, who kicked it around the corner. And Strauss saw the ball over the line and out of bounds. 68-47, margin 21, just ticked over 10 in the last quarter. St Kevin's to kick 4 points. Collegians haven't scored.
So throw in to take place, centre wing outer side of the ground here at Trevor Barker Oval. William Buck Premier Grand Final, 98.9 Northwest and 96.5 Inner FM.
Pat, with Zimbacks off the ground, it's time to bring Tardif back and trying to get some run out of your back line. Someone that's been
it's just that momentum from the stoppage. I don't think the run's going to come into the game from behind the ball.
But
Mitchie got held without the football. He might get a free kick here.
Yes, I guess what I'm talking about is
as a loose.
At least with his spread and run out of the back line and forwards into the middle, just creating something. They're not creating anything. Look at that.
Mitchie goes to the middle of the ground to Tardif, and he was spoiled by his own teammate Hibbins there. At the fall of ball, Steve Selopek to his brother Jason. He's strongly tackled and dispossessed. Steve Selopek paddling. Lynch over the ball, got taken away from him. Mitch Brown hand passed out to Jock. Jock to Holden. Holden is released and kicks it beautifully to the flank, and Schultz almost had his first possession of the day. Beautiful pickup by Sullivan. Back to Holden. Holden from 25 misses.
Yes.
How was their run and numbers then?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
They were 10 goals 3. They're now 10 goals 9 as Johnson, a very ordinary kick. Goes up the line and before Hibbins tried to get the handball away only as far as Steve Selopek. Free kick paid. It'll go to Collegians at half back.
Mitchie caught one high there from Selopek.
And it'll go to Viv Mitchie.
Lynch.
Got to stay in the centre of the ground.
Now Mitchie plays on. As John said, he's got to hold the ball up. Umpire said he's got to come back behind his mark.
Paddy, I just think with that Tardif thing back, just he's played in the back line all his career. He's done a great job forward, no doubt, and I understand them being there, but they've got to create something out of their back line, and his run, if he doesn't get it himself, someone else it'll create a distraction.
Your point's right. They've got to do something different. They've got to try and create something.
Mitchie now chips into the middle of the ground, the mark taken by Evans. So Seb Evans on the left foot, deliberate turnover. Stephen Selopek's got it. Now running onto it, Henry Parks. He's got the speed. The ball bounces away from him. Evans has to be good. He wins the contest. Gets the handball to Dixon. Dixon goes out wide to Viv Mitchie, out of side. At least they're moving the ball at the moment. He got the ball
back,
up.
surely.
Free kick to Trotter for in the back. Although the St Kevin's players are letting Trotter know about it. in no uncertain terms, and Jake Trotter will take the free kick at half-back for Collegians.
22 points the margin in favour of St Kevin's.
Oh, it's gone backwards.
Get under that and play.
Big fly from behind and a great mark taken there by Jared Gleeson. So Gleeson kicks it out to the flank. That's okay for Matheson. Marks in front of Russo. Hand pass over the top. Could
Bit of
go
overlap
to either
run
Lynch
here.
or to Wood. Lynch's hand passes left for Wood. Wood gathers, runs back inside. Hand passes to Strauss. Back to Wood, running laterally. Kicks it across
Jock.
the face.
Jock.
Jock will fly. And Jock takes it. Great mark.
Nice touch.
Play on. Umpire had no sense of theatre there either, so we will have...
He says it hit the ground. Even if it did, John, why don't you just pay that?
Yeah, that should have been a mark.
Glad he wasn't umpiring the Ablett.
Collegians should have actually tackled him. They would have got holding the ball.
Jock's slow to get up, so he's going to compete the ruck. No, he's not. Gleeson goes up instead of him. Knocked out. Ong takes it away for Collegians. Bombs it up the middle of the ground. Singleton and Ross. Singleton can't gather it. Going back, Steve Sellerpeck was strong. Cassidy put it strong tackle. Should be in the back for Sellerpeck. It is. Steve Sellerpeck with the free kick at half-back.
So Sellerpeck, now he comes to the attacking side of the ground. Wood stands up firm. Fay does a good job. Got Dowding support along with Strauss. They've all turned it over because Ferguson ducked his head twice. Umpires had an opportunity. Ben Dowd now runs away with the football, kicks up, looking for guineas. Good effort by Penberthy to duck back. He was tackled high, and the big ruckman gets the free. So he's been good again today, Penberthy. And he's deep in the back pocket. He's got to slow up play. Strauss on the mark. No goals in 14 minutes of the last quarter. Penberthy, Mitchell Brown takes the mark. St Kevin's crowd getting more vocal by the minute. Telling Trotter, get away from me. Trotter's looking at Sellerpeck. Sellerpeck's talking about the scoreboard, and Mitch Brown chips to Kanakis, who had Penberthy away for Collegians.
He's played a lone hand, really, Penberthy. He kicks long down the line, and he's turned it over, unfortunately. Ross takes a good mark.
For no fault of his there, Andrew. I mean, really.
Yep. Merritt got the hand pass from Ross, and his kick was partially smothered. Waterman gathers the possession, just thumps it forward to no one in particular. Falling over was Croft at the critical time. Coates goes back, mops up, hand pass back to Critchley. Critchley off a step goes wide to Merritt, bounces in front of him, might get a chance for Cassidy. Hand passes away. This might work out for Mitchie. Mitchie will run to 35 metres and kick a goal.
Yeah, beautiful kick.
Good goal.
So they get one, Collegians, cut the margin back to 16 points at the 15.5-minute mark of the final quarter. And on the Glenfrey Hotel scoreboard, Collegians move to 7-11-53 to St Kevin's 10-9-69.
Oh, there it is, that loose ball forward. Just something that upset the well-set St Kevin's defence. It was a bouncing ball. Something unpredictable.
Something crazy. Just bang it on. And even the long kick. And
follow-up run from Mitchie.
Down this side of the ground. Yeah, this side of the ground.
So they're not going to win on that 16 points down. You know, they're not out of it. They can thank the St Kevin's shooting for goal this quarter, which has been terrible.
Kevin's kicked 5 points. Hibbins wins it out for Collegians. It holds up into the breeze. Connor Ross dropped it. Comes to Cassidy. Kicks across his body. Right up there looking for Sander Croft in front of the Social Club. It runs away from him and Billy Coates. And Coates sees it over the line.
I mean, the reality is any one of those St Kevin's behinds should have been a goal.
Finished the game.
Well, it should have been. Well, none of them were difficult, was it?
No.
So
still think at the moment they've
only 16 points down.
I think it's going to be a hard task, but mathematically they're right in the ball game.
Just trying to create some tension here, Crooksy.
Yes,
that's our job, Crooksy.
Yeah.
No 42 minutes without a score today.
Back in. Courtney Hilton, handball Tardif. Around the body, right up to the goal square.
Sellerpeck
drops back and takes the mark.
You can tell by the boots, can't you?
Yep.
Releases to the outer side of the ground towards Brown. Just ran out of everyone's reach and went over the boundary line. In front of the scoreboard, which sees 16 points in front St Kevin's. 17-minute mark we tick over to in the final quarter of the grand final. St Kevin's chasing their very first premiership in the top section of the VAFA. Collegians looking for, what, 15? Is it 14?
Oh, more.
They've won 18.
18, yeah. Thrown in.
The most.
Yeah. And no one can get a clean possession.
And
we'll have a ball up.
You've got to say this about their performance today. They haven't gone away. They've stuck at it. They've been great.
Gleeson, he's claimed by a couple. Play on, says the umpire. Still working hard. There's Russo, got the hand pass out there for Dixon. Went wide looking for Hibbins. Wallace got taken down. Ferguson did well. Yeah, holding the ball. Advantage paid. They're going to keep playing it here. Mitchie, hand pass inboard to Tardif. Tardif against the boundary. Kicks across the face of goal. And taking a mark. Trotter in the goal square. So they're going to get it back to 10 points, you'd think, from here.
This is no certainty.
No, he did fluff one earlier in the game that Mr. Salopek let him know about, did he not?
Yeah. So Trotter from 10 metres out, pretty much directly in front.
A harrowing win.
Yeah, to cut the margin back to 10 points.
Oh, strong
to
mind needed.
Make a few at this end of the ground a bit nervous.
Strong mind needed.
Left foot and he's missed. That is unbelievable. He's missed. It wasn't a miss due to the wind. It was a miss because of poor execution. He kicked it right off the side of his boot. A minor score only. 7-12-54 Collegians. St Kevin's 10-9-69.
If you're a poor ball dropper, you might get found out in this breeze. Steve Salopek
up the guts.
Kicks a beauty right up the middle. Only as far as El Fay. Gets the handball to Russo. Russo to Apted. Apted unloads from 45 metres into the teeth of the breeze. Salopek ducks back, does well. Handball to Critchley. Critchley kick quick. Defensive side looking for Kanakis. Punched away by Tardif. He's got Hibbins in support. Hibbins flips the ball out wide. Out wide it goes, and right to the boundary, says Jack Holden. I'll take it over.
Interesting to see Salopek come into the fore here. Those orange boots at the top of the square a couple of times have repelled Collegians.
Thrown in right on the attacking 50 for Collegians. Margin 15 points in the grand final in favour of St Kevin's. Pemberthy knocked down to Hibbins. Hibbins just threw it on the boot up to full forward. Possibly being held without it there was Cassidy, was it?
They've certainly evened it up, Collegians, in terms of the loose players St Kevin's had behind the footy. They haven't got one themselves now, which had to happen.
Thrown up. We had a ball up from that contest. Pemberthy slapped it to space towards Hibbins. Gathered the football hard against the boundary. Hooks it back towards goal. Almost it could have been a mark there for Johnson. He gathers now. He's got Jason Salopek in hot pursuit. Comes to Hilton. Look out from behind. Guineas was chasing. Comes to Ong in the pocket. His kick was pushed offline and punched over the boundary line for only a throw in. Just
Ball's been up that end of the ground for a while.
Having a good go here.
Yeah, it's Will Johnson's gone forward for them to make the 7th forward.
Reality, Pat, is everyone's gone forward.
Yeah, that's true. Even Jenkinson's forward a centre, which is a first.
15 points the margin, 20 minutes gone in the last quarter.
So Collegians there doing all the attacking in the last 5 minutes or so, but the Glenferrie Hotel scoreboard still has St Kevin's in front. Pemberthy punched it down as far as Lachlan Merritt, who goes for touch. It bounces once.
They're calling for deliberate already.
It bounces 3 times.
Gone out.
And it stays in right on the boundary line.
It's a genius
Collegians through Dixon, spun around 540 degrees, got it to Apted. Apted went up the line. Singleton flew high, couldn't take the mark. Down there to Viv Mitchie. He was run down in the tackle. Merritt got it back to Salopek. He went back to Lachlan Merritt, kicked it high, up and under. Mitchell Brown in front, took the mark for St Kevin.
Yeah, great mark, Brown.
Had a few looks there, Collegians, didn't they?
Yeah,
little chances.
They did.
And ends up with Brown on this far wing here at Sandringham.
Clock ticks over 21 minutes. Brown, penetrating ball to left half forward. And just Apted just missed the mark to haul it in. Comes to Fay. Hand passes back to Hugh Johnson. He kicks it out towards the wing and it's gone too wide and misses Tardif out of bounds on the full free kick.
St Kevin's could be slower with the ball. Brown probably could have eaten a bit more clock. They'll be slower here and really get some numbers into this forward pocket.
So the commentators just want to see him come this side and kick some goals.
Brown, again, has another chance to kick it long. This might go out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. See it off the boot. He didn't put it out into the middle of the ground enough. So free kick in the back pocket for Collegians.
Here they come.
So they're going to switch
Here they
play.
come, Johnny.
Backwards now to Sam Hibbins, who's got it. Right at full back. 15 points the difference, 22 minutes gone. Hibbins elects to go short.
Jock.
Tom Jock. This time he steals it and he runs into his teammate in Schultz and flattens himself out on the deck.
Jenkinson shouldn't have jumped on him. It just meant he couldn't get the ball out, so he had no opportunity.
So Jay Schultz lifts Jock up.
22 minutes gone, boys.
Yeah.
With one hand.
15 points the margin. No goals only one goal kicked in the last quarter by Collegians. And a huge pack of players on the ball. And once again, we'll get a ball up. So they've kicked 5 points, St Kevin's. Collegians 1 goal 1. So Hasn't set the scoreboard alight the last quarter. St Kevin's won't care. Jock gets the ball down across the body, right up towards Guineas, deep in the forward line. Kanakis!
Oh, great
And off the point post to Sullivan for 1 minor score. 10-10, 70, 7-11, 7-12, 54, margin 6 points.
Hugh Johnson, kick in. Works out okay, and they're going to run it. Went to Dixon. He gave it to Abded by a hand, and Abded kicks it wide out towards the Fraser Cameron direction. He's got Steve Salopek with him, and the veteran did well to win out and use the boundary to his advantage. Throw in, centre wing outer side of the ground. Margin 16 points in the Premier Grand Final in favour of St Kevin's. 23 minutes gone in the last quarter. Throw in, Pemberthy and Jock doing the ruckworth. Hibbins did well. Hand pass back to Pemberthy. Got clotheslined by Wood. Gets the free kick, gets up immediately. Plays on and just kicks it to half forward. Mark taken by Croft. Cassidy it was rather. Got it to Hilton. Hilton with the outside of the boot. Tried to kick it to the pocket. It's a strange kick. And Merritt takes the mark in the back pocket. 25. He'll get 25 as well.
He's had a fair bit of the football too, Lachlan Merritt.
Especially in the second half.
Across the half-back line. So Lachlan Merritt.
Lynch dying to get back on here for St Kevin's.
Kicks out, looking for his teammate there in Wood, couldn't take it. Handball ends up with Corey Cassidy for Collegians. Underground kick. Up only as far as the half-forward line. Belted away there by Hole, up towards the centre of the ground there. Schultz tries to run onto it. Came to Lockie Sullivan. On the half-forward flank, Sullivan goes in looking for
He's
Wallace.
Been very good second half, hasn't he? Pemberthy's effort.
Fantastic. Gets the handball away to Lay. Lay goes to Dixon. Dixon weighing up an option. Wasn't tackled or impeded, so he flipped it back to Lay. Punched away by Ben Dowd. The free kick will go to Lay right in the middle. Or Leahy right in the middle there. Fahey. Fahey. Right in the middle of Trevor Barker. He goes up to centre half forward. Hibbins went up. Tardif got it off the pack. Got a quick kick away. Free kick paid. It'll go to Collegians.
High contact.
And it'll go down there to Lockie Ferguson.
Well,
who you suggest would kick the goal.
Still a fair way out. A lot of footy in it.
Handballs to Hilton. Hilton unloads to the southern end. And it's a goal.
Well,
so we're 25 minutes in, and we're 10 points the difference. So Collegians will not go away. They go to 8-12-60, trailing St Kevin's 10-10-70, and Courtney Hilton gets his first.
That's a great effort.
Yeah, they keep coming. They've kicked the only 2 goals this last quarter, putting pressure where there ought not have been pressure, we thought, potentially. St Kevin's just under a little bit of pressure here. Lynch back on now.
Few nervous St Kevin's people over there. But a great finish from Courtney Hilton there. Into that win, made it look easy.
Thrown up in the middle of Trevor Barker Oval. Hibbins has been pretty industrious in the second half. Gave the hand pass to Apted. Kicked it up towards half forward. Chopped off by Merritt. His kick was chopped off by Apted. Partially smothered his kick. Gleeson gathered the football. Jared Gleeson just hacking it away was Lynch. Forward for St Kevin's. They're working hard here. Dixon's done really well to win the football. Get it out to Cassidy. Cassidy high up the ball. Just went the wrong way. Might bounce in front of Matheson. He can get there first. Just pushing with him is Croft. Croft and Matheson sees it over. Boundary throw in.
Almost would have been better off just on the ground.
Yeah, on the ground. No
just slide it in.
10 points to the margin.
Taking it out to a very difficult position for them.
26.5 minutes gone in the last quarter.
They needed to score straight away. Still a chance, of course.
Yep. Throw in. With that third quarter went 31.5. Second quarter went 33 minutes. Ferguson wrapped up in a strong tackle, not going anywhere. 55 metres from Collegians' goal, trailing by 10 points in the grand final.
And this can seem like an eternity, I think.
Well, we don't know how long it's left. I love it when you coach. Siren could go in 10 seconds. It'd go in 4, 5, 6 minutes. Collegians need 2 goals to pull it out of the fire. And the umpire will ball it up right on their attacking 50-metre arc.
They've just got to thump it clear and forward if they can. They've got them all manned up behind the ball.
So the 2 war horses go at it, and Hibbins wings it to Kenny Ong.
Well done,
Ong gets the handball to Mitchie. Mitchie weighs up and
got it. They're going to know how long.
It's Cassidy, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, Cassidy.
So Corey Cassidy's got the ball.
I'll take
30 metres out. Kicks and pushes it to the right.
That's the one.
That could be the killer. 1 minor score to Collegians.
Free kick off the ball. To Collegians, it looks like.
So
to Cassidy.
Oh, because they came and shoved him after he'd missed it.
The umpires definitely played a free to Cassidy.
Oh, in the goal square too.
Top of the goal
there
square.
We go.
Paid it downfield to Will Johnson now.
Not that it matters. Does the first point count? Yes. Yes.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Should do.
Yeah. So the first point's counted, I think, to make them 8-13. This will make them 9-13, 67.
And they have got the momentum.
And within 3 points of the lead.
They have got the momentum.
28-minute mark of the last quarter. Will Johnson has kicked the goal. Don't know how long to go.
Told you it wasn't over, Cooksy boy.
Well, still not.
We're still alive.
So they're either 9-12 or 9-13, and they're trailing St Kevin's 10-10.
We're still in it, Kenny.
Is that a 7-point play? No.
I'm not sure. I didn't see the goal umpires wave the flags. I'm not saying they didn't, but I don't know whether they did.
It won't make any difference. Collegians need a goal to win.
Wow. If he waved the point counts.
Did he wave the point?
Ken said
He waved the point.
Yeah.
I tell you what, the neutral supporters are, the neutral fans are loving it, but as a supporter of St Kevin's...
9-13 it is.
Oh.
3 points the margin, 28.5 gone, Glenferrie HL scoreboard.
We've got the close one, Crooksy.
There ain't another one.
Thrown up. Pemberthy knocked it backwards, intended for Hilton. Gleeson went through hard. Strong tackle laid on him by Johnson, and we'll have a ball up in the middle of the ground.
I'll tell you what, he was going down to the ground. He was never going anywhere else then, Gleeson.
3 points in favour of St Kevin's. Unbelievable. William Buck Premier Grand Final. Gleeson gets it away, thumps it forward, inside attacking 50 for St Kevin's, and it goes out in the left forward pocket. That's a great kick for touch at territory.
Yeah, allows them to set up two behind the ball.
Look at the St Kevin's crowd behind the goals. They're just applauding them, just trying to lift their team.
Good luck getting it out of here.
Terrific. Both coaches will know how long's left. They're right next to the box there.
3 points the difference. Throw in. Lynch and Pemberthy. Pemberthy knocked it down. Gleeson went without it. Strong tackle.
Heavy
laid,
bodies.
And we'll have a ball up.
Gleeson, Sullivan, Lynch.
What's the way out, Pat? Out this side.
Something. It's got
out this side, a bit of run and over.
St Kevin's get a goal, they win. Collegians have got to win this breakaway now. St Kevin's Kanaka.
He's paid high.
He's paid high. Tackle. He's won the free kick, Billy Kanaka. He'll kick from 25 metres out. John, you disagree? Or?
I'm just saying it's his third head-high tackle.
He's only little.
Shot a goal in the game.
Well, he's only little. That's what happened.
There it is.
And there's the siren. So St Kevin's have won the grand final. The margin will either be 3, 4 or 9. Kanakis makes it 3. Didn't make the distance, and St Kevin's have held on to win the William Buck 2017 grand final at the Trevor Barker Oval by 3 points. St Kevin's 10-10-70 have defeated Collegians 9-13. 67 in the last quarter into the breeze. Collegians kicked 3 goals 2. St Kevin's kicked 0 goals 6 and made it very, very tight.
A remarkable game of footy, but you know St Kevin's are jubilant here, and so they should be. Congratulations to them. Just raw emotion here. They just they had to earn it, didn't they, boys?
Oh, in that last 10 minutes of the game. God.
Here we were at the start of the last quarter talking up that the gates might open. They could win by 10 goals. They didn't kick a goal in the last quarter. And sensational performance here by both teams. For St Kevin's goal kickers, Tudor Mitch Brown, Billy Kanakis, Josh Wallace, singles Ben Dowd, James Strauss, Callum Matheson and Henry Parks. Whilst for Collegians, Tudor Alexander Croft and Kenny Ong, singles Fraser Cameron, Will Johnson, Courtney Hilton, Viv Mitchie, Jake Trotter. Great game of amateur footy, 70-67. I've got Andrew Leonard at ground level, if you can hear me, Andrew.
Yeah, got you just getting the players all celebrate here at the moment. They've got all the fans and supporters around them. Great scenes amongst Kevin guys. I'll try and get a player as soon as I can get one for you.
Just butt in, Andrew, when you can. Scatters, how'd you see it?
Oh, well, what an amazing finish to the game. I think we all thought at three-quarter time that St Kevin's with the win would probably just go away and win it. You actually thought the dual margin was going to be the closest.
Once again, I was way wrong.
Well, right, yeah, 55 points, it ended up 3, so you weren't too far out. But I think we all thought the same. They'll blow the lid off it. But to Collegians' credit, that was just such a gutsy last quarter. They needed to get the ball out of the open and do something different and try to attack. And they did. It took them a while to do it.
Did they do it too late?
I think they did it too late.
But they were still going to that outside.
Early in that last quarter. Early in that
yes,
last
you
quarter.
do have a saying it when you get the ball here and keep kicking it out there.
Early in the last quarter, they kept pushing it out to that side, and I reckon that was a big error.
And it took them 15 minutes to kick that first goal through Mitchie, and it probably took them 15 minutes to even the numbers up behind the ball and make sure there was a contest when it went down there. Look, they did a lot right. They did a lot right late.
They did, but a really gutsy effort. And look, that's what you want to see from the best two teams in the competition, isn't it? A grand final that goes down to the end.
And
3
played
points.
in very difficult conditions. I still think the standard
High
is pretty
quality
good.
game.
Yeah,
in a terrible conditions.
Well done to both sides.
Both sides are to be commended. Yeah, St Kevin's for just being for being good. What do you have to, Paddy? St Kevin's for being good and just their structures were fantastic. They're good players, played efficiently and very well. Gutsy effort, fantastic effort by Collegians. Their gutsy was the word you used, Scatters, and it was a really gutsy, plucky effort from them. And they can be well proud of their effort against a mighty team in St Kevin's.
I think, I predicted that St Kevin's would win by a fair bit. Crooksy did, Andrew. I think the bulk of us thought that they'd win and win comfortably.
The 4 of us that picked St Kevin's all went 20 points or more.
Yeah. So I mean, we all thought they'd win comfortably, and we were. But look, in terrible conditions, a really gutsy effort from Collegians, but a fantastic effort from St Kevin's, and they've finally got that initial William Buck Premier Cup, the LA Adamson Cup, that they will fill up many, many times tonight, I'm sure.
Doesn't matter by how much, they've won it.
That's exactly right.
Andrew Leonard down at ground level.
Yeah, it's still a huge number.
Okay, we'll cross to Ken. And Ken, can you just give us your better players, please?
Yes, for St Kevin's, I thought these are the standout players for me for the game. Sam Critchley, Lachlan Sullivan, Mitch Brown, Steve Salopek, particularly in the second half of the game, Anthony Lynch and Tom Jock. I think that's naming 6 of them.
That's 6.
Yeah, good 6.
For Collegians, Sam Evans, Alexander Croft, Tom Pempathy, Courtney Hilton, Will Johnson and Alistair Fay. You want me to do a 3, 2 and 1 now?
Yeah, we can do that while we're waiting for Andrew, Ken. Thank you.
All right. Well, I gave 1 vote to Tom Jock, who I thought was outstanding for...
Might have Shannon Grant here, guys. I'll try and get him in a second. Hang on. Keep going, Kent.
2 votes to Tom Pempathy, who did everything that he could do for his side. But I thought the outstanding player on the ground for me was Mitch Brown. 3 votes to Mitch Brown.
Brown was terrific. And in that last quarter, really for Collegians, I thought Pempathy, Hilton, Mitchie sparked up for them. Started to extract
I'll just get Billy Connect. Billy, just 96.5 FM. How does that feel, mate?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Good to get the win.
Yeah. Good to get the win. Very casual
understatement.
Yeah, don't know how to say it. I'm pretty happy about it, though.
Bit close you thought at the end there?
Oh, yeah, a little bit close, but I was always confident.
Yeah. And what was the feeling? You had the ball in your hands when the siren sounded. You didn't really put your full mind into that shot at goal?
I just wanted to get out there and go celebrate.
Good on you, mate. Well done. Go and enjoy it.
Thank you, Andrew.
He could pump it up a bit more, couldn't he? He's won a flag.
I would have thought they'd be beside themselves.
Oh, go for it, boys.
That's the younger mob today.
Just happy to get the win.
Just the 4 points.
Yeah, we got the. G'day, mate. FM. Got Connor Ross here. Congratulations, mate. How does that feel?
Unbelievable. Words can't even describe it. All the hard work's finally paid off, so it's fantastic.
They came at you hard in that last quarter. The ball's in at rate of knots. How did you guys feel as the back line?
We're under pressure, that's for sure. We just knew that we had to stay composed as much as we could. We kept fighting all day, kept it in the context, we'd be all right.
Just the feeling when the siren sounded?
Can't describe it. Never felt that feeling before, I don't reckon. We got the B grade, but that is something else, the A grade one, so unbelievable.
Go and enjoy it. Well done, mate.
He's had a good year.
I thought he was close to the top 3 for them today. I thought he was good all day. Really good job.
I thought for St
Yeah,
Kevin's.
mate, quick word, Jared Gleeson here. Congratulations, a flag in A grade. How does that feel?
Yeah, very good. Unreal, unreal. Didn't think it was going to happen. Tough game, but thank God it's over. Season over, flag, unreal.
Just talk us through the way that you guys were thinking out on the ground and what Shannon said. We've got to stay composed in the last quarter, but they kept coming at you. How did you handle it as a team?
We were trying to keep it in tight, lock it up, get stoppage, but they were just running away. It was hard to watch. I was out of my legs, but...
And the conditions today?
Yeah, terrible.
Did that get bleeped out then?
How's the party?
Yeah, very good. Long.
Well done.
He's had a great year, Jared Gleeson, for St Kevin's.
Yeah, he has. I'll try and go to the presentations now. They're gradually making their way over to St Kevin's, guys. I'll keep jumping in if I can grab someone for you.
See if you can grab their recruiting manager to see if they've got lined up for next year.
Just as a side that's gone 16-2 and won 2 finals, I think the overwhelming sense right now, certainly from the coaching staff, relief.
Yeah.
Just relief. There's no joy.
A lot of pressure all year.
It's just relief. The joy will come in a couple of hours. But at the moment, it's just a deep breath, and oh my, that's
See, you last year, it wasn't probably relief, it was joy straight away.
No, it was relief.
Really?
Pressure. It's the pressure.
Just like we've relieved you of reigning premiership coach.
Thank you.
As of now.
Co-coach.
Yeah, it's co-coach.
Yeah, no, it's relief. But the joy comes quickly. It's relief and pride.
Yeah.
They're the two things you feel straight away, and you just hand it over to the players to enjoy it.
And I ask everyone to put their hands together for the 2017 William Buck Premiership champions, St Kevin's Old Boys. Congratulations to Collegians that you pieced together an outstanding season and an unbelievably competitive competition. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Collegians. As we get the presentations underway, I'd like to call forward VAFA umpires coach Tony Hales, who will present the umpire medallions to those who were selected to officiate today's game.
3, 2, 1.
In the field, we have
3,
Matt
2, 1
Oakley.
with apologies to Tom.
Hayden O'Connor. And Daniel Silfo. Running the boundary, Nick Obst. Rashan Seychel.
The whole 4 quarters.
Oh, look, Will Johnson was one of them.
Curtis Ari. And Jack Punchin. And today's goal umpires, Thomas Maloney and Christopher Kearney. Today's Best On-Ground medallion is named after a legend of the VAFA, a 5-time competition best and fairest winner with Melbourne High School All Boys, a Big V star and the captain of the Australian Amateurs, Jock Nelson. Jock is unable to present, but please welcome VAFA Chairman Tim Nelson to say a few words and present the Jock Nelson Medal to the player judge, Best of Field.
Thank you, Nick. Greatest congratulations to St Kevin's on a fantastic victory, and obviously commiserations to Collegians who kept coming and coming. Unfortunately, just running out of time. I think given the conditions, credit to both sides for a fantastic game. The skills on display and the quality of football, I think we'd all recognise was of a very high standard. It's my great pleasure to award the best player on the ground, Jock Nelson Medal, to St Kevin's number 9, Mitch Brown.
Thanks, mate. I don't want to be too long because it's not about the individual awards, but thanks, guys, for an awesome match. It just typifies how good this competition is, how this game was played today. To my boys, I love yous. Awesome. I just want to dedicate this medal to my grandpa. Thanks.
Thank you, Mitch. Now I'll call for Director of William Buck, Lindsay Holloway, to help present today's Premiership medallions. Number 3, Bend Out.
did his little bits and pieces here and there. Kicked a very important goal in the second quarter.
Number 4, James Strauss. Number 6, Stephen Salopek. Number 8, Callum Matheson. Number 9 of today's Jock Nelson medalist, Mitchell Brown. Number 11, Sam Critchley. Number 14, Chris Gleason. Number 15, Jack Holden. Number 16, Jason Salopek. Number 17, Zach Guineas. Number 18, Billy Kanakis. Number 27, Jared Gleason. Number 28, Jay Schultz. Number 32, William Coates. Number 34, Lachlan Sullivan. Number 35, Joshua Wallace. Number 39, Lachlan Merritt. Number 44, Henry Parks. Number 46, Connor Ross. Number 55, Thomas Jock. Number 2 and a co-captain of St Kevin's Old Boys, Nick Wood. Number 31 and the other half of the co-captaincy, Anthony Lynch. And the senior coach of St Kevin's Old Boys, Shannon Grant.
Yeah. Thanks, Nick. First of all, to Shannon and you boys, I think we've got a hell of a lot of respect for you boys and the way you go about it and the brand of footy you play. And, you know, you've had an outstanding season and congratulations on that. Unfortunately, today there has to be a loser. It was unfortunate because it was such a great game of footy, of VAFA footy. And once again, bad luck today, but congratulations on the year, and I'm sure you'll come back bigger and better next year. And to our boys, it's only been a year in with the journey that we've had since we got together in October, but it's been the most pleasant 12 months of my coaching career, and I just want to thank you boys. I fucking love you all. You've been outstanding. Everything that we've tried to build and work on over the last 12 months, you've been prepared to buy in, and you've got your just reward today. First time in history the club's been able to win an A-grade flag. You've created it today. Well done, boys. I'm very proud of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more premiership medallion to the president of St Kevin's Old Boys, Paul Murphy. Finally, I'd like to invite Sports Cover's Managing Director Chris Nash to the front to say a few words and present the Premiership Cup to the winning captain and the winning coach of St Kevin's Old Boys.
Thank you. Thanks, Nick. Congratulations to both teams. As already said, fantastic game of footy today considering the conditions. So well done to everybody. If I could just get the St Kevin's guys up. So gentlemen, congratulations on the Premiership Cup.